Day here in Searcy, Arkansas, home of the national champions, the Harding Bisons, claiming a dominating victory over the Colorado School of Mines in the Division II National Football Championship over the weekend. If you missed it, you missed a clinic. It was impressive. So we thought, hey, how often does a football national championship happen? Not very.
No, not since I've been here.
So I said, hey, let's come up here and do the show. So we're going to have Coach Paul Simmons on here in just 2 seconds. We are also going to have a couple of players on, defensive coordinator Roddy Moat. We're going to get a word from the president, who's not of the United States, but of the university, who I'm sure is thrilled. And I will tell you, we are set up here in the indoor, which is a spectacular facility, and I'm sure doesn't really hurt recruiting at all. But the restrooms are a long ways away from where we are, so I had to sprint over there just a second ago.
It's not that far.
Well, if you're not in
the
great
width
shape,
of the field is 35 yards, right, Coach?
53.
53? Yeah, I'm
close
dyslexic. And then we're about 10 here, so 43. Give you it's 50 yards.
Yeah, but I sprinted. I don't sprint very often. Anyway, it's good to be here. Coach, congratulations. Welcome to the show. Thanks for letting us come up here on campus. There were years with some of my co-hosts that was, pretty shaky ground whether or not we'd even be allowed on the campus. But we are thrilled to be here, and I can't tell you how excited and happy I am for you and how impressed I was with your team's performance over the weekend.
I tell you what, Justin, I appreciate it, man. I'm excited you guys are here. Really, really do appreciate that. And, you got to know you're always welcome here. But, yeah, man, what an amazing weekend. What an amazing ride. I guess we're 2 days out, and it still really just not feel real. When you're in it, when you're in that playoff run, it's, you don't take time to stop and look down the road. It's just, how do we win this day? How do we do this day well? And then you wake up and they're telling you you're the national champion. It's just surreal. Just does not feel real, but an amazing, exciting, awesome experience.
Well, again, the way the game played out was not, I don't think, what anybody was expecting, the way you guys win it, 38-7. And that's considering you were down 7-0 at one point in the game, which is crazy. But the thing I loved the most was, or one of the things I loved the most, was watching the broadcast. And when they interviewed you after the first quarter, you were just giddy. And I'm like, you're having fun. It's a stressful thing. You're in a national championship. These are not promised to anybody. You don't know if you ever get back here again. And you're out there having a blast. What were your emotions at that point and through the game? Were you having a good time, or was it nervous energy, or what were you feeling?
Well, I tell you, our home fans this year have been, man, fantastic. But we also have days, and we've had lots of days where we go on the road and we might play in front of what feels like 100 fans. And so to be out there and to have 12,000 strong, and with the majority of them being Bison faithful and people that were literally there from all over the country, and special people that some of them I hadn't seen since I played here, all of them there with us, pulling for us, and just the energy that created, and to have your guys, even though it wasn't perfect, man, the kids were playing hard. They were playing so hard for each other. And it was, I know that my interview, I look like a complete fool with no composure, but I really was just having the time of my life, being in that moment. And, I'm gonna grow up one day and act more professional, but probably not today.
No, we don't want you to do that. You're going to fit in right with us perfectly. So, give me kind of your thoughts on the matchup and what your expectations were, and then how things played out. Because as we just mentioned, you were telling us off the air that was not at all the way you were expecting things to go at the beginning. But certainly, I would think the rest of the way the game went, not necessarily what you're anticipating either.
Well, we've never crossed paths with the School of Mines. We have very few common opponents. They're a long ways away, but certainly they were, so dominant last year. Let the scoreboard up all year long, and their quarterback was, really kind of a legendary guy. He was won the award for the Division II Player of the Year last year, and you watch all these videos of this guy just being Houdini and making plays, and he was the spirit of that football team. And then our only common opponent this year was Grand Valley, and Grand Valley was probably the best team who's ever played on our field. They were fantastic. We won that game 7-6 in a physical war. Well, they beat Grand Valley, 34-31 to open the season. And I'm like, how could an offense score 34 points versus Grand Valley? And so that was our only common opponent. And so, when I was being honest with myself, I felt like, this was going to be a 45 to 44 absolute shootout of a game. And if for us to win this game, our offense is going to have to have a great day. And, not because our defense is not awesome, but man, these guys, they were just really, really good and executed at a really high level. And their lowest scoring game all year was 21 points. So for our defense to come out there and do what they did is just unbelievable. I shouldn't have been surprised. They have played at a crazy high level all year. And but I would be lying if I said that I had any clue that kind of game was coming.
I thought two of the biggest plays were when they drove down inside the red zone. It's 4th and 1, and you stopped them both times and kept them off the scoreboard. Is that typical of your defense?
Well, it has been this year. It has been this year. I don't know what our percentage was on 4th down, but it's really, really high. And, we take great pride on both sides of the ball of being the most physical football team. And, to have the mentality of if it's 4th and 1, we're going to get it. If it's 4th and 1, you're not going to get it. That's mano, big on big. And, our D-line, those guys have been fantastic all year. Coach Trayvon Bigelow, he was a great, great player here for us, was an All-American here. And Coach Huck's last season in 16, he leads that group and does a tremendous job with it. But, so they went big personnel, brought extra O-linemen in. And so we matched that with an extra D-lineman. And, that front seven is dominant, been dominant all year. And so, certainly was not surprised that they couldn't get one.
You also did it largely, or not exclusively, certainly. You got players from all over, but, I mean, there were a lot of guys from Arkansas that made some key plays for you. And Braden Jay was a guy, again, I haven't watched a lot of your games this year, but, that is a guy that stands out. And Dela Cruz, I know, is your workhorse this year, but Braden, with the 3 touchdowns and the way he ran away from the defense a couple of times, Cabot native, right?
Yeah, we've got a lot of guys on our team that nobody wanted. I mean, Dre Hall is an elite guy for us. We signed Dre on $1,000, but Braden Jay was the opposite. Braden Jay was a guy that we all knew, man, this guy is special. This guy is electric. He was the same guy at Cabot. I mean, he was the best player every Friday night, and he has been so elite for us. The week before, giant touchdown return. I mean, kickoff return. He blocks punts for us. He's a little bit like Matt Jones in that, you watch him run and he's just a lot faster than you think. People take bad angles. He glides. He's smooth. But, Braden also is an awesome teammate. Mm-hmm. He is selfless. He is loved on this team and on this campus. He is an elite person, comes from a coaching family. His dad, Coach Jay, coached the D-line there at Cabot for a long time. And, Braden is just a great example of what so many of our guys are like. They embrace that it's about us. It's about us. It's about us. It's about together. But yeah, he's different. He's different. He's special for sure.
I was going to ask about, just watching your offense tick. And again, we're going to heap a lot of praise on the defense too. And that is remarkable what you guys did against, if anybody hasn't really paid attention, the Colorado School of Mines, their offense is ridiculously dynamic. One of the best running teams in the country. And they've also got the best quarterback in the country. At least that's what the statistics would say and the Harlan Hill Trophy folks would say. But the way you guys operate and the fact that you take care of the ball as well as you do with all the ball handling, I want to ask about the processes there and how you guys do it so well. And don't turn it over, because that's the one thing about that style of offense. Typically, you're going to see, mishandling of the ball, and you guys played so clean the other day, and obviously 11 fumbles on the year. You played pretty clean through the season.
That really is the amazing stat. It is amazing that we have an offense where every play ends in a basically a car crash, and it's so physical, so violent, and there's so many exchanges, and the ball's being pitched in the air. and to have 11 fumbles just really kind of defies logic. Gigantic testament to that coaching staff. I don't know how much you know about the story of Coach Kenny Wheaton. You know, Kenny Wheaton runs our offense. He's the father of the flex bone. But Justin, Kenny Wheaton, he lives on Lake DeGray, and he drives 2 hours to practice, gets in a car and drives 2 hours back home, and has done that for a dozen years now. And for 7 years, did it without making a dime. Everything about it really makes no sense whatsoever. But it all starts with him, and he just is an incredible leader and teacher. And then his entire staff, Matt Underwood, who is fantastic. Coach Chisholm coaches that O-line and does such a great job. But Coach Tucker coaches receivers. But if you watch them practice, I think you'd be shocked. The way they get after it, the tempo, the discipline. But you don't hear anybody yell. We don't yell at our kids. Why would we? We got kids that care like crazy and are working and want to do things the right way. We turned the ball over one time in 4 playoff games, and that's everybody's MO when they come in and attack the Bisons is, we're going to out physical them. We're going to knock the quarterback out of the game. We're going to make them turn the ball over, and it just hasn't happened. Blake De La Cruz, 0 fumbles this year and over 300 carries. And again, another unreal teammate. He comes from, really, really tough situation with his home life. But he loves his teammates. He is so selfless. 2 occasions I bring Blake in. Blake, I'm so proud of you. Listen, we have a little bit more scholarship money that I want to give you and help you out. I know you're borrowing money. You got loan money, and both times, Coach Simmons, I'm okay. I'm good. I want you to help somebody else. I'm like, dude, you're not good. You don't even have a car. When you're good, you're not good. And he said, Coach, it's about us. It's about the brotherhood. And, that kind of mentality, when your best players have that kind of mentality, it trickles down to everybody. And that really is the foundation of why we've been able to win, is because we really do have guys that love and buy in at a level that's unheard of in today's culture.
Well, they brought the stat up the other day on the broadcast too. The fact that he had 1 carry for loss this year in 250 whatever carries, is insane. Over 1,500 yards, 1 2-yard loss. It's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. And then, Braden's about right there. He carried it 86 times and had 15 lost yards over the year. It's just insane, the numbers and the efficiency with which your offensive line, obviously gets a good push and protects your run game. And again, the way these guys get the job done, it's incredible. Really, all the things are remarkable. And I'm sure we'll talk more about that as we go through. I want to ask you about bigger picture, about what you think this means for the community, what this means for the university, and then also what it means for the football program going forward. I know you already have a ton of support. We're talking about a new, weight facility going in over here across the field. But I got to think this will only increase the level of interest and support you guys will get nationally.
Yeah, I'm going to start with the Searcy area, and I can tell you that when I became the head coach, I had, 2 things that were really, really important to me. Number one, I wanted to embrace the brotherhood. I wanted every single old Bison to know that they've got a home here on our sideline. I wanted them to feel loved, and I wanted to do things in a way that would make them proud, not on the scoreboard, but of how we work, how we compete, how we love each other. But the other thing was, we have a lot of awesome people in our community that have never really been Harding people. They didn't grow up being a part of this community, and maybe even didn't feel super wanted or included, going way back. And man, that makes me sick. And that anybody would be in this community and not feel wanted, around here. And so, man, tearing down any wall that might exist and making everybody in this community know we want you with us. We want you beside us. We want to be together. We want to represent Searcy and White County in the right way. We want you to know that every single one of you is wanted in our stands. I've never wanted to look into our stands and see what I would say is this is a Harding crowd. I mean, I want it to be a Searcy, a White County, an Arkansas crowd. And so, the suggestion that maybe we have done things in a way that could make the leaders in our community and the people in this community proud of us, man, is so awesome and is so humbling. Then beyond that, the entire state will be pulling for us. And man, we got in, what do you do when you win a national championship? Well, what do you do next? Well, for me, I got in the minivan with my wife and kids, and we went to Whataburger and then drove home. My wife, who is a champion, she's unbelievable. She drove, and I spent 6 hours trying to respond to text, because I'm not going to have somebody reach out to me that I don't respond to, and I'm just not going to do that. And so many texts from old special Bisons, but then beyond that, people from this state that I respect greatly that I've never met in my life. Coach Walker from ULR. I don't know him at all, and for him to reach out and say, "Man, we're behind you. We're pulling for you." Dave Van Horn. I mean, what a legendary presence. I mean, I hold that guy in the highest regard as a leader of men, but as a coach, and but I never met him. I don't know him. And so when I get a text that says, "Coach, my wife and I, we watched every snap, and we're so proud of you guys," man, that blew me away. Governor Huckabee, I don't know her.
Yeah.
Coach, you've made the state proud. That to me is, I'm a loyalty guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had 2 jobs in my life. I've been here 18 years. In my house, my kids know you cheer for the Bisons and you cheer for the Hogs, and that's it. When several years ago, my youngest son comes in and, "Hey, Dad, I'm an Ohio State fan." I'm like, "No, you're not. Not in this house. You're not. You cheer for the Bisons and the Hogs. That's it. I mean, you pull for where you're from,
All right.
right? I mean, well, Dad, right now I don't care. You pull for where you're from."
Mm-hmm.
And for me to feel like the state is proud of us, it is awesome, and it's humbling, and I love it.
Any of your hunting buddies reach out?
I run around with a bunch of guys that are awesome. Bob Miller, that's my buddy from that we hunt with, and I own the Bulldog Restaurant forever. He's my favorite hunting buddy, and a lot of those guys had a giant watch party and pulled for us. And I've had a couple of neat messages from some of the other folks that have hunted with us recently. I even got a really neat message from Mr. Costner yesterday, which was really, really cool. And it was not a typical congratulations. It was a lot more in depth and very neat, very humbling that we got a message from over in California.
Did he say anything about Jewel wanting to sing the national anthem here next year or anything?
He didn't mention Jewel.
Okay. Nope, just checking. Can't hurt to ask, but maybe we can work on that for next year.
Was there a time during the game that you knew, because of the offense and the way it was clicking, that you had them?
Well, I'm going to tell you the way things go for us. One of the hard things about our offense is, you don't really know what to expect as far as how teams are going to defend you. Everybody, what we do is so different that you got to defend it different. And so we spend a lot of our time during the week, speculating on what we're going to see. And so it's not uncommon for us to come out and on the first drive, we see a look or a front that we weren't expecting. And most of the time, our first drive is our worst drive, because it just takes the coaches a little bit of time. And so when we came out and the first play was a giant run, and you could just tell right then that they didn't have a good plan. And that's the whole key. I mean, if we played the greatest assembly of talent in the world, but you got a wrong plan, you're going to get gashed. And they did not have a great plan. And that first drive, it was evident. And I think there was kind of a belief that, they couldn't stop us. At halftime, I said to the defense, "Guys, you guys are playing unbelievable. But do you realize they've had 4 possessions and we're up 21-7? The way our offense is playing, it feels like if we just get 1 or 2 stops, this thing is over, because they cannot stop our offense right now." And they never did. I mean, we punted in the fourth quarter with young guys in the ball game.
Just because you wanted your punter to get some time?
Yeah, it
Say he
was.
played in the game?
It really was a master class on execution and all the things that make this offense and this team special. It was about us. So many guys were dominant. It's never a one-man show. And that's, when we recruit somebody, whether they're a slot or a receiver or whatever it is, it's the first question is, do you care more about your stats or do you care about winning? Because if it's about your stats, this is the wrong place. If it's about your, no entitlement, no arrogance, it's about us. If you're a slot here, you might go for 175 1 week, and the next week you might get 2 touches, because this offense is all about taking what the defense gives you. And that's really, really evident. And from day one, it's not going to be about you. It's about us. And so make a decision right now. Do you want to win, or do you want to highlight your stats? And we're throwback in that way. And in every other way, we try to be counterculture. I have a leaders eat last mentality.
I like that. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
We got to hit a break, Coach. When we come back, we're going to talk to Clint Stern a little bit about what happened in the NFL yesterday. Sorry, Wes. And Wes is a Cowboys fan, Coach. I didn't go too hot yesterday. But you know what? It's all right. Long way to go. You're all right.
Not really.
Bills are desperate. Long way to go if you get in the postseason, hopefully.
Oh, they're in the postseason.
Well, if you
Clinched a playoff berth yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. They did. You know what? Sometimes it still counts. I mean, you can say it's backdoor or whatever you want to say, but hey, it still counts. We got to talk about the Razorback basketball game, 69-66, the final over Lipscomb. And, okay. Menifield's back. That was nice.
For 28 minutes, they looked awesome.
Yep.
Last 12, not too good.
Yeah, we got some transfer news for Arkansas we'll get into as well, and a number of other things from over the weekend. So stay tuned. We are live here in Searcy at Harding University, where they just claimed themselves a national championship. Pretty awesome stuff. And we're going to talk to some of the players coming up in a little bit, and the defensive coordinator is going to join us as well, and we got more with Coach Simmons coming up as well.
Friday, we're at Gwatney Chevrolet. Drove by Gwatney on the way up here. Parking lot looks great. Plenty of 2024s, 2023s, previously owned vehicles. If you're in the market for a car, Gwatney Chevrolet is a place to check out. I'd go to the website first, GwatneyChevrolet.com. You can see all the deals. Silverado, if you need a truck right now, Silverado, some of them $10,000 off. You worried about interest rates? You should be. Well, at Gwatney Chevrolet, they've got some vehicles out there as low as 1.9% financing. No payments for 4 months. They got a lot of reasons, incentives to get you to buy. One of the big incentives, when you trade in that vehicle, they're going to pay you top dollar for that. Get out from underneath that note, have a little extra cash, put it down as a down payment on that next car. Head on out to the Gregory Street exit in Jacksonville. Visit with our friends and make Christmas extra special this year. It's Gwatney Chevrolet.
Get in the zone with Justin Acree and Wes Moore every day from 10 to 1. Live from the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studios on 103.7 The Buzz.
This is SportsCenter.
It's official. Arkansas Razorbacks football will have a new signal caller next season. KJ Jefferson, the program's all-time leader in passing yards, passing touchdowns, and total touchdowns, announced that he would be entering the transfer portal on Saturday. Jefferson is coming off a career worst season where he threw for 2,100 yards and 8 interceptions while the Razorbacks went 4-8. Arkansas also acquired Talon Green, the quarterback from Boise State, out of the transfer portal. Jefferson will have 1 year of eligibility remaining. Arkansas basketball made their yearly trip to Little Rock on Saturday and secured a 69-66 win over the Lipscomb Bisons. The Razorbacks are now 7-4 overall. Tremont Mark led the way. He scored 17 points on 6 of 12 shooting in 30 minutes off the bench. I'm Josh Neighbors for the Buzz Radio Network.
'Twas the month of Christmas, and the fat man had a bone to pick. A peculiar problem for old Saint Nick. All his elves had lost their ways, because instead of toys, everyone wanted new Hyundais. Santa nearly went insane over the getaway sales event at Chris Crane. But when he saw the SUVs of Hyundai, Santa declared, I too shall upgrade my sleigh. So if you hear a rumble in the night with a sleek new Hyundai in sight, just know it's Santa on his way in a new Palisade from Chris Crane Hyundai.
the king of Arkansas sports talk, Randy Rainwater, for Bet Saracen.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Big O Tires knows it's frustrating to jump through hoops. We hate them as much as you do. So we're bringing back our buy 3, get 1 free sale. At Big O, we legitimately give you a free tire. We don't mark it up. We don't make you mail in a rebate. You honestly get a free tire. No hoops. Buy 3, get 1 free at the Big O Tire stores in Conway and Cabot. We have something for every vehicle, so save money today and get tire service straight talk at the Big O Tires in Conway and Cabot.
Injured? There's only one number you need to know. Dial 888-8888.
At Rainwater Holton Sexton, no case is too big and no insurance company too strong. Just dial 888-8888.
We are battle-tested, big case injury lawyers who've recovered millions for our clients. Just dial 888-8888.
Been in a wreck anywhere in the state? Just dial 888-8888.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
Some things just go together. Peanut butter and jelly, milk and cookies, Lock and Key, and of course, The Zone and the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio. Now, let's get into the show with Justin Acree and Wes Moore on the Buzz Radio Network.
Sterner, play action, looking, pumps, throws down the middle, touchdown, Arkansas! Oh my!
Clint Sterner is brought to you by Chris Crane Hyundai of Conway.
Sterner throws, caught. Emmanuel Cook with the tackle, touchdown, Arkansas!
Visit them in Conway today or check out ChrisCraneHyundai.com.
Play fake, Sterner steps out of trouble. Wow! To a wide open receiver, it's Cobb towards the end zone, touchdown!
All right, welcome back to Titletown, USA. That is Searcy, Arkansas. We are hanging out with Harding head coach Paul Simmons. We're going to have some of the other players and coaches from the championship team on with us here as we go through the day today. We thought, there's no better way to celebrate on a Monday than to do it on campus. And Coach and I talked over the weekend, and he agreed to come to studio. And I said, why don't we just come to you? And we can get a few people on. And so that's what we did, and that's what we're going to do through the show today. And I'm happy to be here. And it's obviously leading up to Christmas week as well. So this is a great way to kick things off. And
perfect.
Yeah, we need to talk a little bit about what else is going on in the world too, though. We will certainly get back to the Harding focus as we go through. But let's bring in Clint Sterner on the Brandon Moving and Storage Hotline. And Clint, I don't know if you got a chance to catch in the D2 championship over the weekend, but it's a master class by the Bisons over the Ore Diggers of the Colorado School of Mines. It was an absolutely dominant performance and a lot of fun to watch. But I don't know if you caught any of it, but anyway, it's good to have you either way.
Yeah, man, I didn't catch any of the game, but obviously I follow it all on social media with, I'm pretty active there with all the folks of Arkansas socially. And man, I saw it all, and there's nothing like winning, and there's dang sure nothing like winning championships, man. So big congrats to Coach and all the players there, making memories that'll last a lifetime, no question, man.
Well, one of the things about Coach Simmons is he is a master motivator, and you played for one of the best of all time as well with Coach Nutt. And there is something to be said, I think. Obviously, X's and O's and recruiting the right guys, that's all important, but getting guys to believe, and, call it buy-in or whatever you want to call it, getting guys to believe that they can win, there's something to that. And it seems simple in its concept, but in the actual, I guess, execution of that, it's maybe not so simple. What are your memories of that, Clint, where you actually started believing, because you'd been through the ringer a little bit before Coach Nutt got there?
Well, I think, obviously Coach Nutt's a great motivator, and I'm sure, the coach there is as well, obviously. But I think the biggest part of it all, Justin, was and the most powerful part of it all is when you can get a group of guys to to really buy into the family approach and doing it for the guy next, and not coach speak, not just shaping your mouth to say those things, but legitimately believing it and living it. And when you can do that, man, and then a coach can motivate an entire group that's bought in, you know, to each other, I think is the most powerful existence in the game of football. Is you're right, man. Team is big, and we spend a lot of time talking about it. Talent, speed, all that stuff is big, and we spend a lot of time talking about it, rightfully so. But boy, when you get a group of guys to really genuinely and sincerely go to work every day and play the game and work out and do all those things for the guy standing next to you, and to not let the guy next to you down. And then you got a guy that at the top that can, on game day, and really every day of practice, but for what we do on game day, can motivate those guys to take their game to the next level and get them ready. That's a powerful combination, man. And that Houston Nutt definitely had that. And I'll argue that the majority of your championship caliber teams have it.
Well, yeah, Coach Simmons, that's definitely a core tenet, right? I mean, of what you guys do. I mean, you talk about the brotherhood a lot, but I mean, that's a core tenet of how you guys roll here.
Well, the number one thing that he said that I agree. I agree with all of it, but the strongest thing he said was basically, you know, man, when your number one motivation is, I am not gonna let the guy beside me down. When that's your motivation, it changes everything. And I could not agree more. That is the magic. That's the special sauce. Is guys that love each other deeply. And you know, I always say there's no fear of failure. No fear of failure. Let it rip. Let it rip. Let it rip. Get after it. Your only fear of failure, I mean, your only fear is the fear of letting the guy beside you down that you love. And I agree 100% with Clint that there's probably no teams ever that excelled at a really, really high level that didn't have guys that were playing for one another.
Clint, you would have appreciated Coach Simmons' comments earlier before he got you on. He said in their house there's only two teams that they're allowed to root for, the Bisons and the Hogs. So you guys will get along just dandy, I think. But let's talk about what happened. Let's talk about what happened over the weekend in the NFL, and we'll start with the Cowboys. And it didn't go particularly.
Why you want to start there?
Because it's the biggest story. It was the biggest game. When they win in a big game, like against the Eagles, we talk about that first too. But when things don't go so well, it's, again, as Nolan Richardson often said, all sickness is not death. So, you know, the Cowboys are not done yet, but it was certainly
they looked dead last night.
Disappointing performance yesterday. What happened? My goodness.
Well, look, I mean, heck, I'm the last person that's going to try to dig in and tell you what happened based off the TV copy. But I mean, the thing that and Wes, I know you and I have talked about this multiple times with the Cowboys, and this with any team. I mean, usually your teams that have the staying power, again, what Coach Simmons is talking about, and it's one thing to go win one game or win one championship, but the staying power, those teams typically don't go out and just get dominated really by anybody. I mean, look, everybody has a bad day, but the Cowboys, their ability to play at an unbelievably high level for 2 or 3 weeks and then just literally fall off the cliff and dip down and allow themselves to be dominated. That's my fear with the Cowboys. That's the very rarely have we seen the Chiefs do that. Very rarely do you see the Patriots of old do that. Those teams that just have that tremendous staying power just don't tend to do that. And that's my fear. That's my fear with the Cowboys. When they're good, damn, they're good. But the question is, and we all know this, you've got to be good for 4 straight weeks against the highest caliber opponent in the game. And that's hard to do when you're inconsistent. It's hard to go a month straight of football versus the best teams in the league and win a championship when you've shown throughout an 18-week span that you've got the ability to be inconsistent every 3rd or 4th or 5th week. So my typical fear with the Cowboys, it showed up again yesterday.
The concern besides giving up 286 rushing yards to Buffalo, was Buffalo's defense. The way they dropped their 2 safeties, took away any deep threat, and just, I don't know, were the Cowboys not patient enough, throwing underneath? What did you see out of Dak in the offense to not be able to move the ball against Buffalo? Because the offense has been clicking.
Well, look, again, Wes, I don't have to see the all 22 to give you a legit, explanation of what the heck they were trying to do and why it went wrong. And I know this. I know Buffalo is a much better football team, roster-wise, talent-wise, chemistry-wise. They're a much better football team than a 7-6. They're 7-6 records. Very rarely, I know a lot of folks say, "Well, you are what your record says you are." I think there's a handful of teams that are actually better than their record this year, and the Bills are one of them. So they did run up against a really, really good football team that happened to have a great plan. I think their linemen going out with the quad issue. I think that hurts them, particularly when you're playing Buffalo with a good defensive front that can create problems. And again, I don't know exactly why or what went on. I won't know that until I think Tuesday morning, tomorrow morning, the all 22 will drop and I'll be able to watch it. But until then, Wes, it was clearly not just one thing. When you get skull drugged that way, it's not one guy, it's not one aspect of the game, it's multiple. So we'll see. I'll have to circle back on Friday with that one.
All right, I'll save that one. Well, I was very impressed with the Texans. I wrote them off early after the pick six, and I thought, well, it's tough to go into Tennessee and win. They're a different animal at home, and I thought, well, it's going to be it's over with the backup quarterback and the situation that they're in. Man, I got a lot of respect for the Texans, what they were able to do yesterday.
Yeah, I tell you what, the Texans, again, back to what we were talking about with Coach Simmons. I mean, the Texans have it, man. I mean, DeMeco Ryans he's got, a roster full of guys that believe in each other and are bought into the organization and doing what's right for the organization. And yesterday was, I think, a statement day for the organization from that sense. When you can, they literally are missing more than half their starters offensively. They're missing their top two targets on the offense, wide receiver wise. It's just they go out there, they're missing their MVP caliber, definitely rookie of the year caliber quarterback, and they go out there and win a ball game that they just, to be honest with you, shouldn't have even been on the field with them. I mean, but they were, because they're extremely well coached. Their depth players obviously work their ass off and pay attention and legitimately prepare like they're going to start every week, and that showed because the depth this season for the Texans. I think that's probably been the most impressive thing outside of some of the individual moments, the C.J. Stroud, the Tank Dales, that kind of deal. I think that the most impressive thing is, man, early on, the Texans were winning football games with 4 of their 5 starting offensive linemen out. They're down to their 4th center and they're winning ball games. And then now all of a sudden all their wide receivers are. Last week they didn't have Dalton Schultz either. So again, I think yesterday was a statement win for the Texans, obviously because it keeps them alive in the playoff hunt. But if you look at how it all went down, they rallied around a third string, a guy who's been their third string quarterback, and they did it with a bunch of backups and using significant depth. Man, that is in my opinion, when you have that, again, we go back to the staying power. We go back into, boy, it's not just about one superstar playing well. It's about a core group of guys that are all one heartbeat, and it's powerful. So the Texans yesterday, to me, that was just one of those. Boy, I'm just more of a believer now in what DeMeco Ryans is doing than I've ever been.
Derrick Henry touched the ball 16 times, rushing it for 9 yards. He also touched it 4 times, receiving for 1 yard. 20 touches for Derrick Henry, 10 yards.
Yeah, Wes, I'm telling you, man. I will say this. I mean, look, I think the Texans defensively, DeMeco Ryans being a defensive-minded head coach, he's absolutely killing their ability. They've gone out there with bad game plans, and it's been they let Zach Wilson over 300 on them last week. Clearly, the plan to play 70-some-odd% zone didn't work. It backfired on them. But their ability to adjust has been tremendous this year on both sides of the football. When you talk about the play callers, and DeMeco bounced back from that Jets game in a big way yesterday, holding Derrick Henry down. But I'll say this: the Titans are in trouble, guys. The Titans are in real trouble. And I'm not saying just because they lost and having a rough year, but you look at what Vrabel's doing right now, and I like Vrabel. I think Vrabel's a hell of a coach. But when you watch them, they've always had an identity. they've always had an identity really on both sides of the football, but it's blatantly obvious on the offensive side of the football with Derrick Henry. It was, we're going to be more physical than everybody and anybody in the league. We're going to run downhill with Derrick Henry. I mean, look, the most impressive running back from a body perspective maybe the league's ever seen. He averaged the 5 previous games versus the Texans. He averaged over 200 yards a game, over 1,000 yards in 5 games, and they go out there and shut them down. And you look at it, they got a gunslinger at quarterback. They got a bunch of 50-50 ball catchers at wide receiver, and they're not as physical as everybody in the league. They're not committed to Derrick Henry. What is their identity? What do they look like moving forward? I think the Titans are lost relative to what we come to expect from them.
Yeah,
you like the Eagles or Seahawks tonight?
Oh man, I like the Eagles. Have they announced yet what if Hurts is going to play?
No, I have not seen it anywhere.
I think it's increasingly common thought process that he's not going to be playing tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
could be backups playing.
I thought it was too. Look, right. What'd you say?
It could be backups for both teams.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm not buying Seattle anyway. I never was. Look, Pete Carroll's had some hellacious runs. I get that, but and I think Smith has resurrected his career in a big way. That's impressive. But I just, when you start talking about the Seattle Seahawks versus legit Super Bowl caliber, Super Bowl contending teams, I can't have that conversation, guys. I like where they're at. They're a good football team. I think they're going to cause some problems for some playoff caliber teams, even some teams with some maybe that you upset them and you either knock them out of the playoffs or out of playoff contention. But when you bump them up against the big boys, which I think Philly still is one of the, or is definitely squarely one of those teams, I just can't give Seattle a chance in this one.
Okay, Clint, we got to run. Appreciate the time. We'll talk to you Friday.
All right, boys. I'm always looking forward to it, and it's an honor to be on with Coach and the champion Bison, man. It's big time, man. Congratulations to all those guys. Those kids will never forget it, man. And it's good to have a champion in Central Arkansas, that's for sure.
No doubt.
Hey, buddy, I'm a big fan of yours, Clint. I love an old, tough, gunslinging quarterback, and I know you were one, so I'm a big fan. So I really appreciate it, brother.
All right, I appreciate it, Coach. Y'all have a good one now.
All right, see you, Clint. All right, got to hit a break. It's 10:49. Let's get right to it. Come back and wrap up our hour. And, Coach, we got a guest coming up.
Coach Roddy Moat. He's our DC. He's the man.
Patient. He's over there just
hanging out.
Just think about how much fun he had this weekend, maybe. So soaking it in. It all started here, working. I mean, fall camp all the way to a championship. Pretty amazing. Back in a sec.
Quality Outdoor Products in Alexander is your metal roofing superstore. 40-year warranty colors are available at only $289 a foot. 20-year colors are $259, and Gavaloom runs $249 a foot. A variety of seconds and overruns are currently available at $1.95 a foot. Come by Quality Outdoor Products in Alexander, right next to the I-30 Speedway. Stop by the lot, call them at 501-455-0240, or check out their website, QualityOutdoor.net.
Roger, did you know that Oaklawn Sports is the mobile app that lets you bet anywhere in Arkansas?
Anywhere, so I can bet the over when I'm in Dover.
Indeed you can.
I can take the underdog in Dogtown.
Absolutely.
You're telling me I can bet on the Pigskin and Piggott?
Yep.
Hoops and Humnote, baseball and Bauxite, long shots and Lavaca?
All of the above.
Anywhere, huh?
Anywhere.
Nice.
Easy to use and even easier to fund. Bet with confidence. Bet with Oaklawn Sports. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
It's finally that magical time of year. The year-end closeout at Gwatney Chevrolet. If a brand new SUV is on your Christmas list, now's the time to buy. Get up to $3,500 off a 2024 Chevy Equinox when you buy before December 31st. SUVs not your style? No problem. If you wish you could see a pickup truck under your tree, we have you covered. Get up to $10,000 off a 2024 Chevrolet Silverado this month only. Plus, buy at Guatney Chevrolet this month and you'll make 0 payments for 4 months. That's right, you get to keep those savings for all your holiday shopping. If you want a fantastic deal on a new SUV or truck, you don't want to miss the year-end closeout at Guatney Chevrolet, Arkansas's #1 Chevy dealer. Come see us at 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville or visit GuatneyChevrolet.com to learn more. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Hey, it's Matt Zimmerman from Telco Federal Credit Union. Hey, they get it at Telco Federal Credit Union. With rising home loan rates, maybe staying put and just fixing up your current home is a better financial solution. Telco offers home improvement loans even if you have little to no equity. Now you can get your kitchen and bath remodeled and some new flooring. Local team at Telco Credit Union will find you the right loan, the lowest rate, and will make the process so easy. Stop in, log on at telco.com or call 501-375-5321.
Serious injuries happen every day.
If it happens to you, don't wait. Dial 8.
Dial 8 for Rainwater Holton Sexton. 888-8888.
We can meet you online, at your house, or wherever is easiest for you. Dial 888-8888 for Rainwater Holton Sexton.
Anywhere in the state, dial 8.
We've got you covered, Arkansas. Anywhere in the state, dial 8. Rainwater Holton Sexton. 888-8888.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
You're back in the zone with Justin Acree and Wes Moore, Central Arkansas's only midday sports talk show.
People dream high in the quiet of the night. You know that I caught it. Bad boy, shiny toy with a price. You know that I bought it. Killing me so out the window.
All right, welcome back. We are at Harding University today celebrating a national championship. Very rare to pull one off in this great state of ours, and we wanted to celebrate the Bisons today, and we're joined by their defensive coordinator, Roddy Moat, who led that defense to a dominating performance against the #2 offense in the country. And, Coach, I want to congratulate you on the national championship, and a tip of the cap to you and your defense for the performance on Saturday. That was remarkable.
Thank you.
So give me your thoughts. I mean, what you expected and what you actually got on Saturday.
Well, I don't, one, I didn't really lead them completely. That's we're surrounded by some phenomenal young men. They're tremendous players, but, high character. They buy into who we are, and they've really embraced that all year long. And, Coach Bigelow and Coach Tribble and Coach Blankenship, they do a phenomenal job with their group. And, we just have an awesome staff. And, really, to be honest with you, going into the game, I told our defense at our team defensive meeting that night that I felt like we were, this was not a Cinderella story. We've been dominant all year long, and we just need to be who we are. And, obviously when they rolled out and, that first series, that's had really, to be honest with you, that's kind of happened to us in the past before, that an offense would take it down. But it was really a result of just not making the play, being in the wrong spot sometimes and not doing our job. And, but, after that, we, really settled in and, hats off to our players for a great job.
Did you make any significant adjustments after the opening drive or just execute a little bit better?
No, we just executed a lot better.
Yeah.
And, there weren't really any adjustments, made.
I know you guys are still kind of basking in the initial glow of this whole thing, and it sounds like you're just back to business. So it's nobody. Anyway, we'll get back to work. But I mean, have you thought about it? I mean, this is an impactful thing it's not going to impact necessarily everybody for the rest of their lives, but it's going to be an important, piece of what they've accomplished, I guess, and something to always think about.
Oh, no doubt. It's, it'd have to be one of the highlights of my coaching career and, being able to have this experience and, really, just the whole 3 days of being in McKinney, and then you get to the game and, all the text from, teammates, old teammates, former, players, and just really the alumnus, just even in my own family.
Yeah.
This group has given, really the Harding community something to celebrate, and we're all together, and it's kind of a big reunion, and I don't know even how to describe it.
Yeah.
It was just, it's just special.
Coach Simmons talked about how that energy was so good for your guys, but at the same time was worried maybe a little bit too much, a little bit too distracted. Again, it's very out of the ordinary. I know you guys are very much trying to do things in the same way every week, especially when it's working? Were you concerned about that going into Saturday?
And when you get this far, I think, and in the playoffs, and you're playing there are two teams standing. There's only one game in the entire country, Division II. You just have confidence that your guys are going to be able to do what they've done all year long, and that's be ready to play. And I don't know. It probably doesn't bother me quite as much as it does Coach Simmons, but he's the one that sinks all the energy and the effort to make things special and for our guys, and he just leads well. I'm just telling you.
I thought the front four, the pressure they were able to put on the quarterback all game long, really, and they even brought it out on the broadcast. That was kind of the difference in the game. Is that something that you've been able to hang your hat on all year?
Oh, there's no doubt. And really, it's not just four. I mean, we got 8 guys. We roll guys in there now, maybe 10 guys. I mean, they just they roll in and out. And, it's a tremendous tribute to Coach Big and his room. And, our guys, they've done a phenomenal job all year long of putting pressure on the quarterback and dominating the line of scrimmage. And, and I think that showed on Saturday.
4th and 1 stops were pretty big, too.
Oh man, they were huge. Now I thrive on that. Really on the first drive, they got in the same personnel grouping, which resulted in us, given a personnel change and being in basically the same thing we were in on the stops. And we stopped them, but we didn't. A corner didn't come off the field, and that's on me. And I think we would have stopped him anyway. That 12th guy really didn't have an impact on that play. But those were huge stops, and definitely momentum swings.
Coach, congrats. We got to hit top of the hour break here. Appreciate you coming on.
You bet. Thank you so much.
All right, it's Roddy Moat, defensive coordinator here at Harding University. We're back. A little more from Coach Simmons and some other guests. We got some players.
103.7 The Buzz is your home for Arkansas Razorback basketball. Coverage is brought to you by Kaufman by Design West, Gwatney Chevrolet, Gwatney Buick GMC, R-Care, and Parker Cadillac.
Hi, I'm Rick Pennington of Lions Drug. We have great news. Generic Cialis is now available at a huge savings. We have Tadalafil, the FDA-approved generic of Cialis, in a 20-milligram tablet at a savings of up to 80%. We have the 5-milligram daily tablets for less than $3 a pill. Lions Drug continues to be your go-to pharmacy for men's health. What are you waiting for? Call us today at 844-676-2247 or go to our website at lionsdrug.com.
At the heart of historic downtown Russellville, the Old Bank offers an upscale dining experience. With the freshest ingredients and creative touches, their menu has an item for everyone. From their signature lump crab cake to a classic blue cheese poutine, BLT wedge salad to hand-cut prime steaks. They aim to cater everyone. And that's not all. Upstairs at the Old Bank, you can enjoy live entertainment Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday with trivia, comedy shows, karaoke, live music, and more. Old Bank in downtown Russellville.
Where real men come to play.
Our #1 station is right.
If you want to rock, you got to break the rules.
103.7 The Buzz, KABZ Little Rock.
Buzz News with Channel 7's Ryan Houston.
Police have identified the man killed in a shooting over the weekend. 58-year-old Michael Rivas was shot and killed in the area of Perrin Road and Cary Drive. Police found Rivas outside the residence with a gunshot wound to his leg. He was transported to the hospital where he died. North Little Rock police are investigating. The Faulkner County Sheriff's Office is warning people about a scam caller posing as a deputy. The Sheriff's Office says the scammer is telling people that, quote, employees of a business have been arrested, but due to COVID-19 concerns, they cannot be held in the detention center. Then victims are told to work with bondsmen. The Sheriff's Office says it will never contact businesses or individuals via phone regarding arrest, warrants, to request money, or personal info. If you receive a similar call, police say hang up immediately. From the Channel 7 Newsroom, I'm Ryan Houston.
Anywhere in the state, dial 888-8888 for Rainwater Holton Sexton. They'll help you weather the storm.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with Channel 7's Melinda Mayo.
We start off the work week pretty quiet with a high today around 56, mostly sunny, kind of breezy this afternoon, and down to 28 degrees tonight, so colder then. A high of only 50 degrees Tuesday, but upper 50s back on Wednesday. From the Channel 7 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Melinda Mayo.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Some people are born for more fun, more freedom, more excitement. Some people are born and see the future before it's here. They see the GV70 for its sleek design and unmatched handling and performance. They see the G90 for its space, luxury, smooth ride, and unsurpassed technology. What were you born for? The all-new Genesis of Conway, now open at 1075 Collier Drive in Conway. The future of luxury today.
Take your yard up to the next level with the Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Josh Dickinson is a former PGA Tour caddy, and his landscape designs are inspired by some of the most beautiful golf courses around the world. Call Josh at 501-794-2770 for all of your landscaping needs. Flower beds a mess? Josh's crew can give your home the curb appeal you've always wanted. The Caddy's Touch Landscaping also installs French drains, retaining walls, and they'll even take care of your irrigation maintenance needs. The Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Call today, 501-794-2770.
2023 is effectively in the can, and Gwatney Buick GMC in North Little Rock is clearing all remaining pre-owned inventory with their 12 deals of Christmas sales. Call 501-945-4444. Unfortunately, when Christmas is over, tax season shows up and shows out, and no matter how big or small your business, you're going to need a vehicle to write off next year. But you simply can't get the tax credit you realize you need in January 2024. You have to act before the end of the year. Call 501-945-4444. The choice is yours. Either get ready to write the government a big check or four-wheel drive over that tax bill in a brand new ride. From Gwatney Buick GMC. Gwatney Buick GMC, 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock. Call 501-945-4444. Gwatney Buick GMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade. All offers with approved credit. Trade now before the lot is clear at the end of the year.
Hey everybody, it's Howie at Robert Irwin Jewelers, and this year we've got a great gift idea for anybody's budget. Flexi Diamond Bangle bracelets are the perfect fit for any occasion. Bigger, brighter diamonds, better prices, now with 2 locations open in Little Rock or online at rijewelers.com.
Mickey Hennard and his staff at Hennard Foothills Equipment in Searcy would like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hennard Foothills Equipment in Searcy, your hometown Kubota dealer, no matter where you live. 501-268-1987.
Boost Mobile is giving families the holiday gift they really want. $1,000. That's what you could win with Boost Mobile's 12 days of Boostmas. That's right. Boost Mobile is giving away $1,000 a day. And to enter for your chance to win, all you have to do is stop by your local Boost Mobile store. You can enter anytime before December 23rd. But why wait? Head over to your local Boost Mobile store today for your chance to win $1,000 from Boost to you and yours. Sweepstakes ends 12/24/23. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. Visit winwithboostmobile.com/boostmas for details.
Don't miss out on new deals every day at Lowe's. Right now, get can't miss deals on appliances. Get up to 30% off. Plus save up to an extra $750 on select major appliances. And buy now, pay later with Lowe's Pay to help balance your budget. Because Lowe's knows deals every day. Valid through 12/20. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details. Subject to credit approval.
Companies are shifting their telephone systems to the cloud, and you should too. ESI eCloud PBX has everything you need. Features like work from anywhere, video calls, and advanced security tools make ESI eCloud PBX one of the best choices for any business. Opt out of the high cost of your traditional phone system and move to the cloud. Sign up for an online demo at nsgdv.com and get your system activated at no charge.
Network Services Group. One call does it all.
Was the month of Christmas, and the fat man had a bone to pick. A peculiar problem for old Saint Nick. All his elves had lost their ways because instead of toys, everyone wanted new Hyundais. Santa nearly went insane over the getaway sales event at Chris Crane. But when he saw the SUVs of Hyundai, Santa declared, "I too shall upgrade my sleigh." So if you hear a rumble in the night with a sleek new Hyundai in sight, just know it's Santa on his way in a new Palisade from Chris Crane Hyundai.
You ready? Let's go!
You're in the zone, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only racing casino resort. Now, here's Justin Acree and Wes Moore on the Buzz Radio Network.
20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
Here's the kneel down. The spectacular, thrilling, magical season has reached its peak. A historic day for the Brotherhood on a glorious December Saturday afternoon with Bison fans all roaring together, wearing the black and gold in McKinney, Texas. December 16th, 2023. We will never forget this date. The final record is 15-0. And number 391 in program history is the sweetest one yet. Paul Simmons Bisons are on top of the D2 football world. Let the celebration begin. The Hardy Bisons are the 2023 NCAA Division II national champions. Final score, Harding 38, Colorado School of Mines 7.
All right, it's out sounded at the end. That was the broadcast from Harding. Obviously, if you didn't catch up on that, that's Billy Morgan on the call, and what a great way to finish it. My goodness. And we are here at Harding University celebrating with the national champions. Appreciate Coach letting us bask in a little bit of their glow today and celebrate their accomplishment. And we're going to talk more with Coach Simmons here in a bit. We've also got their leading tackler coming up next. We're going to talk to Clark Griffin in just a few minutes. We've got a couple other folks who are going to come on. Nate Wallace is going to join us, defensive end from Bryant. We've got the president of the university calling up. Got the AD in the house. I mean, we're having a big day here, Coach. This is fun, and I know it's a tough time because everybody's gone home for Christmas break. I got one of your students sitting at home right now, probably just rolling out of bed. But called me yesterday. He's like, what are we doing for lunch? Or I was like, well, what are you doing? He's like, well, I'm eating right now. I said, what do you worry about lunch for then? He said, this is breakfast. I'm like, it's 11:15, son. I know you're on Christmas break, but golly, what is going on? I'm like, we're not doing lunch in an hour. Sorry. So we just made cookies, so it was fun. Anyway, Coach, we're going to do a quick red-white report, and then we'll get back talking about your team, and I'm looking forward to meeting your linebacker. You've told us a lot about him, and just met Uncle Roddy. Now we'll get a chance to meet the nephew here in a minute. But let's get to our red-white report real quick.
The Red White Report is brought to you by Big O Tires, with locations in Conway on Harkrider and in Cabot on Prospect Court. Big O Tires offers an endless selection of wheel and tire combinations. Big O Tires, they have everything you need to fit your budget and style.
All right. Over the weekend, a couple of moves for Arkansas, nailing down a verbal commitment at defensive back, a Tennessee transfer. And his name is Danico Slaughter.
Slaughter. You got to like that for
defensive guy.
Yeah. He should be a linebacker, though.
Yeah. Well, at 6'1", 190, he wouldn't be a very big one. But, size does not always matter. I mean, that's what I've been told. I mean, as a guy who, didn't even make it to 6 feet, I guess I'm cool with this guy being whatever he is. But maybe he hits real hard. I don't know.
Or covers really well.
Covers really well. It must be it. Played a bunch of football, that's for sure. 42 games, 14 starts at Tennessee over 4 years, 87 tackles, 1 pick. It's not very good. But anyway, started 7 out of 12 games as a junior. Also, Arkansas got a kicker from Hawaii. And I got to tell you, I don't want this kid. I don't want this kid at Arkansas.
I mean, that's not very smart, is it?
No. I have to worry about this kid's mental capacity. If you transfer, I just came back from Hawaii. And no offense to Fayetteville, it is beautiful. I love the whole state of Arkansas. But if you transfer from Hawaii to go to Arkansas, go anywhere. I mean, there's really not a school where you're like, oh, yeah, that's way better.
He should have put in there that he failed out or something. He got kicked out of school.
They got a 5-star kicker, and he doesn't have a job anymore or something because he was punting and kicking for them.
From Hawaii.
Matthew Shipley.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, he's good. 14-18, long of 51, 30 of 31 on PATs. Pretty good. So he says, I got there and really loved the campus. I will say, probably the University of Hawaii campus is not any nicer than Arkansas's.
No.
But
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Beaches.
The air is so dewy, sweet, you don't even have to lick the stamps. I mean, it's a beautiful place. But, hey, good for him. All right, we talked about.
They also got an offensive lineman.
Oh, yeah, that's
San
right.
Jose State.
We can get him on tomorrow, you said?
I'm going to try to get him on this week.
What's his name?
Carmona is his last name.
That sounds made up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
I didn't have a note on him.
Yeah, big guy, played a lot. I
Is
think
he?
he was one of the top offensive linemen in the portal. So it was a good get.
That's
that
good.
was their second big-time offensive lineman to get. They needed that.
All right, well, real quick, let's talk hoops. And Arkansas, of course, busy over the weekend in North Little Rock. And the women getting a victory against Samford. And then the men knocking off Lipscomb. Just another day at the office for Eric Musselman's bunch, Wes. Just a cruise to victory over the Bisons, the other Bisons.
Yeah, it was. They were cruising for a while until about the 12-minute mark of the second half. They were up 20, and then all of a sudden Lipscomb threw a zone on them, and it was like they had never seen a zone, even though in the first half that same zone was very ineffective. But in the second half, it was very effective. Missed a bunch of shots, no rebounds, offensive rebounds. The next thing you know, Lipscomb went on a nice run, and it was a one-point game. Arkansas made some clutch plays down the stretch, plays that they needed to make, and they held on to win and got the victory. Coach Musselman was not in a good mood after the game, I'll tell you that. He was not happy that they won. He was not pleased with the performance, but they got the win, and he said that they will be back at practice today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday before taking on Abilene Christian. For the women, Mike Neighbors' group came out, and they couldn't buy a basket, man. No, actually, they hit the first three of the game, and you thought, here they go, they're going to roll, and then they couldn't make anything. And they, open looks, open layups, missing everything. They finally settled down and started playing good basketball and got out of there with the win also.
Eric Musselman on the blown lead for Arkansas. They escaped by the hair on their chins.
Well, first of all, in the past, we've done a really good job of milking shot clock when we get up like that. A lot of people don't understand it. Tonight's a great example of why you do it. I let them play. Should have clock managed better. Again, you think with the veteran team that you'll be able to get good shots on goal. That wasn't the case tonight. Got to get a lot better in so many areas.
He does sound unhappy. They also did get Metafield some time. Cleared to play, got his waiver and jumped right in. Almost 19 minutes, couple of points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, no turnovers, and certainly turning the ball over was an issue for Arkansas with 14 in the game. Again, you shoot 53% and you escape with a victory. It's a little bit concerning. Anyway, here's Coach on the new addition.
Yeah, I thought it was important to get him in the game. I mean, that was the plan was to play him somewhere between, 15 and 20 minutes, and he got 18. Thought he's active, he's bouncy, he is a reactor to loose balls. It's hard to be thrown into a game 10 games in, but I think his quickness, his willingness to be a ball distributor can help us.
And then last thing here, and we'll get some more here in a bit. But Arkansas certainly has had a record under Coach Musselman of turning things around after slow starts, or maybe not slow starts always, but there's always head-scratching moments. It seems like they have a stretch of 4, 5, 6 games where it's like, what is going on? Anyway, here he is on their past success and trying to do it again.
Every team's different. Every team's got its own personality. I'm not going to have dinner with Mariah and Danielle and say, hey, we'll be all right. We're going to figure it out. I'm not under that mindset just because it's happened in the past. We got to play better in so many areas. We'll keep coaching, and then hopefully you get some execution on the floor. But yeah, I don't think the narrative of it's happened in the past. We played really good basketball against Purdue in an exhibition game. We played really good basketball against Duke, and then we got to get better in all the other games.
Mm-hmm. Definitely do. All right, we'll talk more about that in just a bit. We are joined now not only by Paul Simmons, head coach here at Harding, but Clark Griffin, their starting linebacker, and congratulations on the national championship. Those are good words to hear, yeah?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So when you guys started camp, we're sitting here in the indoor where a lot of the work gets done through the season. You guys thinking about a national championship potentially?
Honestly, yes. I remember sitting actually in one of our D linemen's house, and we're just kind of sitting there talking, and we're just going down the list. I don't think anyone can play with us this year. And after that first game, and then we kind of knew once our defense kind of shut down, the guy at Southern Nazarene who was up for all these awards, that we had something special and we could do it. So we've always kind of believed that this could be it.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, you guys also escaped in a couple of games, making you only got to make one more play sometimes than the other team. 1 point wins in the playoffs. What do you think that lesson taught you guys, or did it help you, do you think, going down the stretch here in these last couple of games that you guys won comfortably?
Yeah, I think just those games being so close, those inches are won in practice, and we played really well in those games, and it all, like, big games always come down to those last few plays, and we made the plays and they didn't, and I think that comes with preparation, and so yeah, I think that's kind of how that played out.
Yeah. You were part of a dominating defense this year. You guys were top 5 in total defense and scoring defense. I think you guys were second by just, percentage or, decimal, just like 0.2 of a point, maybe a game or something ridiculous. But anyway, what was the key in your mind? What's the key to your success? We talk a lot about the offense and the uniqueness of their approach. What's so great about the defense? What works so well with what you guys do?
I think our scheme is great, but it also comes down to like our players and our unity as a defense. When everyone's on the same page, we're pretty hard to beat. And I think this group, we just gelled really well, and everyone was super close, and everyone knew what that other guy next to them was going to do, and they were going to do their job. So in return, if you do yours, good things are going to happen for us.
I haven't been in the locker room. I haven't been part of your team this year, and I'm watching that drive to start the game, and I'm like, uh-oh. Did you guys have any uh-oh, or did you feel okay even after they drove it right down the field?
No, we never panic. I mean, we just came down on the sideline, came over to the sidelines, talked a few things out, and then, I mean, we knew if we just did our job, and we didn't do that the first drive, and it was everything. I mean, they had a few good plays, but it was a lot of what we didn't do. So I felt like once we all kind of got on the same page, settled in, and we'd be fine.
You guys never discussed before the game like it would be rude to shut them out in a national championship game, right? You didn't say, hey, let's let them have one drive, right? You didn't do that?
No, sure.
Okay, that was not part of it. All right.
Tell me about your journey here to Harding.
So I was recruited here a little bit out of high school. My dad played here, uncle, grandfather. Been around the program a lot, and I decided to go to Alabama out of high school. And
you told Harding no for Alabama?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It was close to home then, and I just felt like that was right then. And then after the national championship game in 21, I just kind of stepped away for a little bit, and then I decided like I kind of want something different, and I wanted to be able to make an impact on a team, and so I entered the transfer portal, and this was obviously a top spot for me to be, just because I knew I trusted the people here, and I knew like I'd be given a shot. Like if I can play, I can play. So I knew that I'd be given a shot, especially at the size that I am. Most people probably wouldn't give me a shot. So I knew coming here, I'd be given an opportunity, and if I earned it, I earned it. So decided to come here, and it's been the best decision I've ever made. So
how much involvement did you have at Alabama as a walk-on? What were you able to do? I mean, were you suited up in these, like, did you go to the championship game?
Yeah. So we, as a walk-on, we went to we dressed at home games, and then we practiced during the week, obviously. And then we'd travel to the bowl games, and we'd dress at the bowl games. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So you were on the sideline during a championship game?
Yes, sir. It was pretty cool.
Did that experience give you any benefit at all this weekend, you think, being a part of that big stage?
I think just being there and having all the distractions at both spots, just knowing how to deal with distractions, and just trying to keep the main thing, which is the game. So I think being there the last 2 years while I was at Alabama, I talked to some of our teammates, and I was just like, yeah, this is awesome, but like nothing's better than winning that game. So.
I gotta make sure I get a look at that national championship ring from Alabama and make sure that the Bison's new ring is bigger than that one. That's going to be a challenge, but we gotta get that done.
Yes, sir.
What's the most important thing you took away from your experience at Alabama and applied here?
I'd probably just say the discipline of showing up every day. It's going to be tough, and especially there. I wasn't getting the reward of playing, so showing up every day, obviously, it's going to be a little bit tougher. Just knowing your role, and whatever that role is, taking it and running with it. So coming here, if I played or if I didn't, just showing up every day and just keep working.
You talked about the scout team and coach. Scout team that the defense sees each week has to be important for y'all because your offense, they're not going to see that ever in a game. And what they're seeing, these defensive guys are seeing on offense from opponents. Your scout team has to be awesome.
Well, there are incredible benefits to the flex bone on Saturday, but through the week it's very challenging because we don't work versus ourselves. We don't go 11 on 11. I mean, the very first time that we'll run a blitz live is in our first ball game. We don't scrimmage. And so our scout team guys there are a few freshmen, but most of them are older, really good players, and it's our our OC, our best coaches are running those huddles, and we have a 10-minute period of what we call co-op, and we'll run 24 plays of good on good to begin practice every day, and that's the only thing that we do together. We don't go go together. The whole thing is very, very unique. And it really is a big challenge for us to get our defense ready. But on Saturday, it's worth it without a doubt. The first year we went to it, I was totally against it. The flex bone is not a good idea for all these reasons. I was dead wrong, and I'll never forget our first game was against SAU, and in fall camp it had been so bumpy. We were putting the ball on the ground; it was a complete mess. I thought, all right, here we go. It's going to be a mess. And our first drive, lasted like 16 plays, and our defense stood there for over half the first quarter, and I thought, this is crazy. Are we going to get to play today? It was unbelievable. But, you talk about playing complementary football, the way we do things defensively and possessing the football is a great, great combination without a doubt.
Talking to Paul Simmons and Clark Griffin, if you're just tuning in, and Clark, you refer to your size, so I'll follow up on that. 5'9", 185 is what you're listed.
He's smiling.
And you just led the national champion team in tackles. How did you become a linebacker in the first place? Because I look at you and I'm thinking safety or corner. How did you decide I'm a linebacker?
Well, just growing up, I'd always played linebacker. I like playing in the box. In high school, I was one of the smaller guys as well, and I just felt like all the reps I took there, that like when I went to college, like that's what I wanted to do. Like I don't want to change positions. I'm comfortable there. I'm in the middle playing pass and run most of the time, and it's just like I don't know. It's kind of stuck with me.
Yeah.
So.
I'll jump in because he wouldn't say this, but Clark is the ultimate competitor. He has got so much defiance, so much dog in him. Not surprisingly, I haven't seen it, but apparently he was the closer on a really good baseball team. It's just grit. It's grit. It's toughness. It's belief. And when he came and visited, I'll never forget. We got in my truck and we rode, and we're both duck hunters, so we rode some back roads and we talked. And I was trying to explain to him all the differences about Harding and all of the things that won't be the same as where he had been. But he didn't care. He really only had one question, and that question was, "As coach, will I get a chance? If I'm the guy, will I get a chance? I'm 5'7", I'm 5'8". If I'm the guy, will I get a chance?" That's all he cared about, because he, in his heart, he's a competitor. He's a competitor. He's a warrior. He's a winner, and he is never going to be happy watching somebody else play that he thinks is better than. And I guarantee you, he believes that he's better than that 6'3", 250-pound middle linebacker at Alabama. It's just the way he's built, and that's what makes him really special. He's led us in tackles 2 years in a row, and it's not even close. It's not even close. And the bigger the game, the better he is. He has got a unique God-given ability to be in the right place at the right time, and he's special.
Clark, let me ask you about being in Harding versus, and again, it's not a knock on Alabama. It's just there's a unique situation. You accept certain things when you go to Harding that you don't have to do at other schools. There's a code you have to live by here. Did that concern you? Did that attract you? I'm assuming you knew all the backstory on it with all the family members who've been through here before.
Yes, sir. I knew all the background and what was going to be required of me when I came here, and I was looking for something more structured, just coming from Alabama. So I felt like it was just kind of the perfect fit for me.
Yeah. Well, it's not for everybody. It's a tough deal. Yeah. You have to live up to a standard, and I mean, I'm at Church of Christ, but I wouldn't have made it here one semester. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
I'm not the kind of guy you were looking to recruit, Coach. Let me tell you that. And I'm not talking about the football part. But, I mean, I think it's really cool. And people I know who have gone here over the years, they embrace that. And they're like, we know what for some people on the outside looking in, it's like, I wouldn't want to do that, or I wouldn't want to not be able to do that. But people who come here, they accept that and they embrace that. And you're right. I mean, do you think there's a disciplinary sort of connection there as far as the personal discipline you have to live up to that code on and off the field?
Well, I'll tell you, the first thing I want to say, you make me laugh, Justin. Certainly there is a different standard for how we want our entire campus to be. But I'd also say this, and this is a big shout out to our new president. There also is we are growing in our grace. How about that?
Yeah.
We certainly are. The direction of this administration is moving in a direction that I love, and that's to be more full of grace. And that's not just code for it's hard to get kicked out. I mean, it's we're moving in an awesome direction in that way. But you know what? When we recruit, there might have been a day, I think, when, hey, let's kind of gloss over the chapel and the Bible class and some of that, and then get them here, and then then we'll let them know. But that is exactly opposite right now. If we have a giant prospect camp, it starts with me addressing that group and saying, "Men, you need to understand 100%. Harding University is here to be a place where young men and women learn to be Christian servants. That is why we're here, and Harding football will always mirror that. We are in the business of raising up Christian fathers and Christian husbands. This place is not perfect whatsoever, but that is the mission. And what's funny is the statement has always been, if you come here and you go to war for us, and you're an All-American and you're all conference and do all these things, and if we win a national championship, but nobody modeled to you what it means to serve by putting yourself behind everybody else's needs, to come through as a husband and a father. If all those things didn't happen and you're a national champion, then we failed. We have failed in our job, and we don't want to fail. And so now that's come through. Now we're national champions, and I would repeat again that if we're national champions, but nobody modeled Christ to our young men, then the whole thing was a complete failure.
Clark, what are you going to do now the next couple weeks here for Christmas break? You going home? You going to hang around here for a while? What are you doing?
I'll probably be duck hunting for the next few days. Then I'll head home for Christmas and then come back and do some more of the same.
Yeah.
So, yes, sir.
So are you guys tired? Or are you ready for spring football already? I mean, what's the mentality? I mean, you just accomplished the ultimate goal at this level.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely time for a little break, but
amen.
When spring ball rolls around, it'll roll around. So
yeah. What are you studying here besides ducks?
I'm a business management major. So
okay. What's your plan long term?
Long term, probably want to go into like property development, stuff like that, real estate. So
tell them about your internship last summer.
Oh yeah, I interned in Birmingham, England, and did like a real estate feasibility project for a big like apartment complex over there.
Okay.
For a soccer club that they're trying to kind of build up, kind of taking the structure of the MLS here and trying to take that over there and kind of increase the fan, like just basically everything around the stadium. They're trying to
the experience around there. Yeah,
exactly.
I never thought
the
people in England would steal our soccer ideas, but that's cool. Whatever. Yeah. What do you like better, Birmingham, Alabama, or Birmingham, England?
Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay, I like that. There you go.
Yes,
stay true to home. That's good. Mm-hmm. Well, listen, go ahead.
I had one question. When the offense, and they're known for it, these 10-minute drives, and there was one in the championship. What are you guys doing on the sideline of the defense?
Well, I can't lie. When I first came here, like the first few games, I hated it. But now, like just being able to sit there and watch them, I mean, it gives out like we're rested. Like when we go out there, we're fresh, ready to go. So, like it's a blessing, and I love it. So we're sitting there like just run that clock, run that clock.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, congrats. Enjoy it. Hope you get a bunch of ducks, and I hope you guys really appreciate what you've done. And you will get this question not too far down the road, but obviously you can't help, I would think, with everything you guys have coming back, thinking maybe we can make another run at this next year.
Run it back, baby. Run it back.
Yeah, run it back.
We'll let you worry about that later. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your break, and congrats.
Thank you.
All right. It's Clark Griffin, the leading tackler for the national champion Harding Bisons. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it, Coach? You like that?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Let's get it. I love it.
All right, we got to hit a break. It's 11:31 as we go into the timeout. Want to mention our friends over at Cash in Little Rock. And again, boy, great place to celebrate a national championship or just waking up in the morning. If you're looking for a place to grab a great lunch or a romantic dinner or group of friends getting out, it's a great time of year, certainly with the holidays. Cash in Little Rock, happy to help. And they've also got a great space if you want to throw a party for a champion maybe. Hold up to 150 upstairs. 501-850-0265. A lot of great dining options, and they've also got valet parking at Cash downtown as well. So, again, if you're looking for a bite to eat over the lunch hour or a dinner spot, or you're looking for a private event location, it is a great one. They've got that bio room that can hold about 30 folks, and then upstairs up to 150 comfortably at Cash. So, really, just about any event you've got going will work, and they are happy to host you. Give them a holler, 501-850-0265, or online at CashLittleRock.com, CACHE, LittleRock.com. Chance some chumps, right? Nope, Game Balls and Jockstraps. It's Monday, not Friday. Game Balls and Jockstraps coming up after the break. Stay tuned.
Join Kevin McPherson, Arkansas's premier basketball recruiting analyst, each Friday on Drive Time Sports. Brought to you by Fence Brokers. Fence Brokers, going the extra mile.
This is Sports Center.
Arkansas defeated Lipscomb in North Little Rock, beating them 69-66. Arkansas led by 20 points with 10:53 left in the game, but allowed a 21-2 run by the Bisons to let them within 1 point. The Razorbacks ultimately closed the game out. The game saw the debut of Washington transfer Keon Minifield Jr., who was granted a waiver by the NCAA on Friday. He had 2 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists in 19 minutes. Arkansas's next game will be on Thursday when they host Abilene Christian. For more Arkansas basketball content, listen to Eric Musselman live tonight on the Buzz at 7 o'clock. And the Little Rock Trojans host Murray State tonight at the Jack Stevens Center. Tip for that game is set for 6:30. Radio coverage will be on 106.7 Buzz 2. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Rick Pennington of Lions Drug. We have great news. Generic Cialis is now available at a huge savings. We have Tadalafil, the FDA-approved generic of Cialis, in a 20-milligram tablet at a savings of up to 80%. We have the 5-milligram daily tablets for less than $3 a pill. Lions Drug continues to be your go-to pharmacy for men's health. What are you waiting for? Call us today at 844-676-2247 or go to our website at lionsdrug.com.
For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. If you choose to drink and drive, here are the consequences. You will go to jail because you've committed a crime. You will be restricted to driving with an ignition interlock. Your actions can cost you thousands of dollars. You could kill or injure yourself or others. Think about the consequences. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
At Southern Floor Coating, coatings are all they do, and they won't be beat on price. Factory-trained installers using the purest form of polyurea with UV stability for all your outside projects. When you call, you'll talk with a professional interested in your project, not a voicemail. Don't trust a fly-by-night company that may not be in business next year. Transform your patio, porch, or pool deck and call the real pros at Southern Floor Coating. 501-402-4912 or take a look at southernfloorcoating.com.
Need a new ride for the big game? Or a new tailgate to party on? Get in the game at Gwatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville and score every time. Hundreds of vehicles to choose from test drive to touchdown. Gwatney Chevrolet is in it to win your business. Gwatney Chevrolet, 1301 TP White in Jacksonville, Arkansas's #1 Chevy dealer. Call us at 982-2102 or visit GwatneyChevrolet.com. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Kevin Harlan here from Westwood One, and coming up Monday, it's the Seahawks hosting the Eagles. At 10-3, quarterback Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia have seen their hopes for the top NFC playoff seed put in jeopardy with back-to-back losses. Now they travel to one of the toughest road settings to face the Seahawks. Join me and Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner from Seattle for Monday Night Football.
Right here on 1037 The Buzz.
As the weather gets colder, the NFL offers Stay Hot on FanDuel. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be 21 plus in President State where lawful to wager. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager only $5 pregame money line wager required. First online real money wager only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700. Visit KSGamblingHelp.com in Kansas. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Help is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
You're back in the zone, live from the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio on the Buzz Radio Network and online at 1037thebuzz.com.
I'm on an island.
And you see Mitchell took the center.
He's shaking bad.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness. He's in convulsions right now.
Oh, my goodness.
Game balls and jock straps are brought to you by A Caddy's Touch Landscape. Josh Dickinson is a former PGA caddy, so he knows what good grass looks like. If you'd like to take your yard to the next level, then hit up Josh and his crew at A Caddy's Touch Landscape. 501-794-2770. Call today.
Well, that was Bryce Mitchell being knocked out, unfortunately, over the weekend in a very, very scary moment in the ring or the octagon. And he spoke afterwards. And, I mean, look, I don't know if I should give him a game ball or what, or give his opponent a game ball for landing a pretty good shot. But I will give him a game ball for at least having the presence of mind to consider maybe I need to do something else. Now, again, that may just be reactionary, and he's had a lot of success in his career, so maybe it's a little early to be thinking about hanging it up. But this was him after his loss over the weekend to Josh Emmett.
Hey, I want to let everybody know that I'm okay. I want to thank y'all so much for watching, and I've just been so blessed this weekend. I cannot complain about anything, and really where I messed up is a poor strategy. So my strategy was stick to the jab, make my reads, work my feet, kind of sit on the outside, but that put me to where I'm not putting that forward pressure that I really like to put. And it also made me look like timid, and that's not how I fight. I fight very aggressive. And so I encourage anybody who's got a fight in their life, not just a fist fight, I'm talking about any type of fight, be aggressive and attack it, because at least if you go down and you lose that battle, you're going to know you fought and you went head on towards it. And so just a bad strategy by me tonight.
That's Bryce Mitchell, Harding student. I don't know if he's still going to school up here. Coach, is he done? Yeah, not here anymore. But spent some time up here this way and giving a little advice to folks taking a challenge on. And certainly the Bison's football team attacked their challenge just like that. They obviously get the biggest game ball of all from over the weekend. I'm going to give a game ball to two teams that are part of the worst division in football, maybe.
No doubt.
Saints.
NFC South.
The Saints, you have to pile on. The Saints won over the weekend against who'd they beat?
Giants, right?
Yeah, Giants.
Oh, yeah. That's my jockstrap. It's a good lead-in. Go ahead and finish.
And also the Tampa Bay Buccaneers look like world beaters right now. They're rolling. So they're going to match up here in a couple of weeks. But I'll give a game ball to them. They're holding serve. Listen, You don't have to be the best team in the league. You got to be the best team in a bad division, and they're on their way. They're now 500 on the season, so take that.
My jockstrap will go to the Giants quarterback, Tommy DeVito.
I love Tommy DeVito.
Tommy was taking the league by storm, after his great performance against the Packers. Well, you're Italian. Who was this? Coniglio's Pizza. Coniglio's.
Coniglio's Pizzeria.
Just like that. It's in New Jersey. Says it no longer will have Tommy DeVito at its restaurant every Tuesday. They said they were told his fee has increased from $10,000 to $20,000 after beating the Packers, and the little restaurant can't afford to have him there every week now.
Listen, that's business. I mean,
come on, DeVito.
That's his agent. That's not Tommy.
That's where he's going to step up and go, look, I like going to this pizza place. They're giving me $10,000. I'm not too big for my pants.
Well, you shouldn't change the deal halfway through.
No.
I mean, the season's almost over. That's a bad look. I agree with that.
Bad.
Yep.
Bad look.
Okay.
This has just come out. The final AFCA Division II coaches poll is out, Coach. Harding was ranked number 1 in the country.
Got him, baby, got him.
Who's voting on this thing? It's crazy talk. Who's number 2?
Number 2. It was Colorado School of Mines.
Yeah, it should have been.
Grand Valley State was 3. Lenore Ryan 4. You agree with that?
Who's the best team you play this year, in your opinion?
Oh, Grand Valley. Yeah, Grand Valley. Grand Valley they were really, really elite. We had those 2 first-round games that were both 1-point games, and they were so opposite. Central Missouri, their guy won the Harlan Hill this year. He set all kind of records, and they were fantastic on offense. And then the next week, Grand Valley was just a bunch of murderers on defense. To win a game 7-6 where the ball was not turned over on either side is wild.
That is crazy. You want to hear something crazier?
Yes, sir.
Central Missouri was 6, by the way.
Okay.
Finished 6.
Yeah. I got a jock strap for the University of Louisiana. Now, you were busy. I didn't see this game over the weekend. They lost to Jacksonville State 34-31. Can you imagine your defense scoring not once, not twice, but 3 times in a game and losing?
That's a long day.
Buddy, they are channeling the University of Iowa in a big-time way now. How about that? Come on, Cajuns. You score 3 defensive touchdowns and you don't win the game? What are you doing? Pretty pathetic. Also, I will give a game ball, even though they didn't cover, and we don't probably do a lot of that around here, but I will say this. They didn't cover because it was a rainstorm, but App State found a way to win in the Cure Bowl, the Avocados from Mexico Cure Bowl, 13-9 the final. Good hard-hitting, low-scoring defensive battle coach in a rainstorm. You got to love that.
Love it.
Their last 8 bowl games, App State is 7-1. That's pretty good, I would say. So kudos to the Mountaineers. They get a game ball. Christian, what do you got?
I was going to give a game ball to Daniel Gafford, who yesterday had 26 points and 17 rebounds.
Wow.
2 blocks.
In the G League.
I
Career
heard
best?
he has the I'm not sure if it is or not. It's probably close to it.
Where is Daniel Son these days?
He's with the Wizards still.
I'm sorry. I have not paid attention to Wizards hoops this year. My bad.
Yeah, there's no reason
I love
to.
that. Good for him.
He'd be a nice trade piece for somebody that's trying to contend Thunder. And I'm going to give a jockstrap to the Falcons, who had a chance to kind of take control of the NFC South, but went to the worst team in football and lost. 9-7.
Oh, that was awful for them. So bad. And so great for me. Thank you very much. Ready for a break?
Yep.
Is that what I think that is?
Mitchell?
Yeah.
One of the Mitchell twins. That would be Mikkel. Mikkel is going to play for the first time tonight for the Little Rock Trojans as they take on Murray State at the Jack Stevens Center.
It's just the
6:30.
Wild Wild West. Yeah, when I saw Menifeld got cleared, I was like, well, Mitchell's got to be coming up next.
He was actually cleared earlier, but they weren't sure if there was going to be any repercussions because of the court order, if they could still get in trouble. So they didn't. The administration didn't clear him for that game last week. But now that the NCAA's came out and said that there's no punishment for this temporary restraining order, it's a lot of confusion. But anyway, he's playing tonight. Jack Stevens Center, 6:30, Murray State, Little Rock.
We got to hit a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Nate Wallace, the GAC Defensive Player of the Year, first-team All-American from Bryant, Arkansas. Man is used to winning. Rings galore. Just put it with all the other ones, you know. But we hit a quick break and come back, and we'll do that and talk a little more with Coach Simmons, too.
If you need tires, don't forget about our friends at Big O Tires. 2 great locations, Cabot and Conway. A lot of people will be taking some trips over the Christmas holidays. Got to have a good set of tires. And right now it's buy 3, 4th tire absolutely free. It's not a rebate. It's not some coupon you have to mail in. It's right there at the store. Buy 3, 4th tire absolutely free. Great selection of tires, all the name brand tires. Plus they have the Big O Tire. And they do more than just tires. They'll work on your vehicle. So if you need a little work done, swing on by Big O Tires, Cabot and Conway. In Conway, they're on Harkrider, and Cabot, it's Prospect Court right in front of Kroger. Go see our friends at Big O Tires, the team we trust.
You run over there without a second to lose. And what comes next? Hey, bust the move.
'Twas the month of Christmas, and the fat man had a bone to pick. A peculiar problem for old Saint Nick. All his elves had lost their ways, because instead of toys, everyone wanted new Hyundais. Santa nearly went insane over the getaway sales event at Chris Crane. But when he saw the SUVs of Hyundai, Santa declared, I too shall upgrade my sleigh. So if you hear a rumble in the night with a sleek new Hyundai in sight, just know it's Santa on his way in a new Palisade from Chris Crane Hyundai.
Brandon Moving and Storage has served Central Arkansas since 1965 and continues to provide professional service, local reliability, and community investment. We provide residential and commercial moves, local, national, and international service, commercial warehousing and distribution, unpacking services, and custom packing and crating. Let Central Arkansas's trusted Beacons agent help you with your next move. Brandon Moving and Storage. You make a move, we make it easy.
Hey, it's Howie at Robert Owen Jewelers, and I've got great gift ideas for anybody's budget. Like half-carat diamond studs, only $399. Free financing, bigger, brighter diamonds, better prices. Robert Owen Jewelers, 5 locations or online at rijewelers.com.
Last-minute shopping? Ulta Beauty has everything I need for everyone on my list. Ready-to-gift fragrance kits from YSL and Valentino. And the hottest gift sets from MAC, Tarte, and Lancome. Plus, everyone loves an Ulta Beauty gift card. Shop last-minute gifts that will bring joy to everyone on your list. Hurry in store or place your online pickup order today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know? Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Start learning a new language today. Go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Hey y'all, this is Brandy and Leah from Frontier Diner, home of real country cooking. We have the best breakfast around. Check out our Facebook page for our daily lunch specials such as meatloaf, beef tips, and chicken dressing. Don't forget our cheeseburgers and sweet tea, sandwiches and salads, homemade desserts made fresh every day. Open for breakfast and lunch Monday through Saturday. Come see us at Frontier Diner in Little Rock. Take the baseline exit off of I-30 across the interstate from Home Depot, where you come as guests and leave as family.
Listen for Champs and Chumps Fridays during the Zone, brought to you by Rowdy Hog Pickleball, the only dedicated pickleball store in the state. Located in the outlets of Little Rock next to H&M. Rowdy Hog Pickleball, your one-stop shop to pickleball success.
For me, the sun rises and sets with
The Zone.
Yeah.
We know how you feel. Don't worry. The Zone with Justin Acree and Wes Moore in the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio is back.
All right, back here in Searcy, Arkansas at 11:50, and we are joined by Paul Simmons, and we are also joined by the GAC Defensive Player of the Year, Nate Wallace, Bryant native, who, boy, talk about putting a little icing on the cake. That's a way to finish a career off, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Was it fun? You know, I look over at Coach, and I'm watching this, watching the broadcast, and they interview him after the first quarter, and he is giggling like a schoolgirl. I mean, he's just having the time of his life. Were you having fun, or was it stressful?
No, I was having fun. I mean, we love the tough games. So, you know, once we get in playoffs, that's what we look for. It's just the ground and pound, and then, you know, a little bit of who's going to win. But, you know, at the end of the day, we know we're going to win because we just got the guys and the people behind us. So.
Yeah. Coach, you haven't really said it specifically, but you got winning pedigree. I mean, you got guys who are used to championships, right? I mean, high school championships at Bryant, right, for you.
Yeah.
And we just talked to a young man who was part of an Alabama program that, was part of a national championship run there too. Do you look for that for a guy that is part of a winning program, or is that not an important factor for you?
No, that is a huge factor for us because, we want to have guys that expect to be practicing on Thanksgiving Day. Well, when you come from a Bryant type program where they're playing 15, 16 straight weeks, that's the expectation. It's amazing the times we've had some guys here that did not come from winning programs, and they act like they're shocked when it's week 13 and we're still practicing. I'm a giant believer in the power of expectations. Talk about it all the time. It's just it's so amazing how powerful it is when you have this expectation. This is what we're going to do. They already know ahead of time. But yeah, we love to recruit guys that come from the right kind of programs, and also recruit guys that come from special coaches like Buck. A guy that's a winner and embraces work ethic and embraces a warrior spirit. Yeah, that matters to us a great deal.
Nate, how was winning this national championship different from winning a state championship?
I was on the national stage, but I guess just the journey. In high school, it's just like one game after another. It was fun, and there wasn't much, a relationship built as there was here. Man, it was amazing, winning a national championship. But I think in the coming years, days, I think about, week 1, and then I think about week 13, and then just being here, grinding it out. Everybody's got bumps and bruises, but we're just laughing about it and, enjoying it. It's never about, what the end result's going to be, but just about, just being with our guys just one more week. So just the relationships I built just makes, it all much sweeter.
Did the experience live up to the expectation for you in the championship game?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just so it's so fun to be out there, and then just to have all your guys just making plays and just having fun, and then looking into the stands and just seeing your whole community. And then along with that, the old Bisons just being there, and, they're shedding tears because, everybody just rides behind us, and, there's a culture here that just brings everybody together, and there's no way to, break us apart. So the experience was insane.
How old were you the first time you played organized football?
I think I started playing when I was 12 years old, and the first practice I cried. I was in Little Rock playing in a Little Rock league, and there was like a 13-year-old, and he was built like he was 18, and we were doing the Oklahoma drill, and I was scared to death, and I started crying, and I turned away. My dad said, "Get back in there," and then I hit the guy, and they started calling me Rhino. So,
did you cry after your last game?
I did not. No, I mean, I was just trying to.
That'd have been a great story, though, man. Just you should have gone with it there. Cried after my first practice. Cried after my last game.
No, it was just too much enjoyment. I don't know. There's no tears because I just know nothing really ended except football, and the relationships I built here are going to last forever.
No doubt. I was talking to Coach. He was lamenting the fact you guys didn't get a team picture. I mean, there was no said it was like a free for all afterwards. What were you doing in the immediate aftermath of the game?
I was trying not to get stampled on. I mean, everybody just jumped up, and the whole community. I mean, it's a one-time thing. I mean, not a one-time thing, but the first time ever.
Right.
So it was just, it was awesome. But yeah, there was no picture, and I thought about that too. Walking into the field house, I was like, we don't have a picture with the whole guys, but still, I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that is what's so crazy. We have never even been together as a team since the game ended. As in the fourth quarter, over and over and over again, over the loudspeakers, if you jump the wall, you're going to be prosecuted. No one on the field. No one on the field. And then when the final bell sounded, I looked, and they were pouring over the wall. All of these Christian rule followers were. I mean, it was unbelievable. It was the greatest moment ever. But we never did reassemble. I mean, we have not been together as a team. There was no team picture. We worked together in the locker room. It was just beautiful chaos. I mean,
Where did everybody go after the game was over? Like, how did you guys not meet up in the locker room? Did you guys go like get your put your clothes on and stuff?
I think some guys went in there early to come back out, and some guys were just enjoying it, sitting on the field at the same time. And then, we just crossed paths and never, really got to connect. There was
no team bus. Everybody kind of travel on their own.
No, there was a team bus, and then some people got on the bus, some people got with their families. It was just a whole deal, but it was like he said, beautiful chaos.
Yeah.
There's a team bus, but the semester's over.
Right.
So many of our guys, we're like the Beverly Hillbillies. A bunch of our guys drove their car to the game. I'm not kidding, because when the game ended, that's it. The semester's over.
Yeah.
And so, there's no point in driving back from Dallas up to. So, literally when the game ended, I got in the minivan with my wife and 3 kids, went to Whataburger. I regret so much that we don't have a team picture of the national champions. How could that even be, Nate? How could that be?
Man, you got a really good 3.5-hour video though.
Man, we
so
do.
There's that.
Yeah.
Were you surprised by how dominant you guys were? I know you obviously believed you could win. Were you surprised how dominant you guys were against their offense?
I'll say I was a little surprised. I think we thought it was going to be a battle, being in the National State Championship game. But as soon as, I saw that first drive and our offense went crazy, I was like, oh, yeah, they're in for a world of trouble, because once our guys get going, it's hard to catch them. And then on the D-line, like we've been saying all year, if we can lean on the offense, and the offense can lean on us, then I don't think anybody can stop us. So I think that's just how it went.
Yeah, we're talking to Nate Wallace. If you're just tuning in, and, we got fired up. I think the 4th and 1 stop, I was like, uh-oh, these dudes are in trouble now, because it felt like it was going to be a back-and-forth game. And when you got that stop, I was like, you guys are in big trouble now. You may not see the ball again for an hour.
Man, I was all of us, we were like sitting there on the bench after that 4th and 1 stop, and we're just like, did they turn on the tape? We done 4th and 1 stops. That's something we just believe in. We believe in, if we can stop them when they think it's a sure thing, then it's like we're putting a dagger in the heart.
Yeah.
So, especially with the run, we love the run. We love, the trenches. So I just think all of us guys we love that.
It's like they said on the sidelines, okay, what's the slowest developing run play we got in our book? Let's run that one. See if that works. Didn't work. Anyway, we got to hit the top of the hour. Nate, congratulations. Thanks for coming by. Good luck in the future.
Thank you.
Yeah. Going to hang around Searcy for a while, sounds like?
Just a little bit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, congrats. Get your rings together. You need to get some pictures with your ring from college and high school. It's pretty awesome.
Stacked Commercial Truck and Trailer has 5 service trucks available, providing you on-site service to get you back on the road. If that doesn't do it, Stacked has a new state-of-the-art 13-bay shop for service and repair on all Class A trucks, trailers, RVs, light and medium-duty commercial vehicles, tires, brakes, AC, engine repair, transmissions, differentials, and driveline repair. Stacked Commercial Truck and Trailer Repair. Get Stacked 2 miles off 530 exit 34 in Whitehall.
Christmas is almost here and time is running out to get those last minute gifts. So 1037 The Buzz and Ava Bella Day Spa are here to help. The Zone will be there Tuesday and Morning Mayhem Wednesday, talking to Dee Dee about all the ways Ava Bella can help with those last minute gifts.
I wish that I had cookies too. I wish that I had cookies too. No better value for your buck. Corky's Barbecue.
True Service Community Federal Credit Union presents your Razor Hog update every day on Out of Bounds. With True Service, you get cash rewards with your debit card. Online at trueservice.net.
Get your popcorn ready. We've got the entertainment right here on 103.7 The Buzz. KABZ, Little Rock.
Buzz News with Channel 7's Ryan Houston.
Police have identified the man killed in a shooting over the weekend. 58-year-old Michael Rivas was shot and killed in the area of Perrin Road and Cary Drive. Police found Rivas outside the residence with a gunshot wound to his leg. He was transported to the hospital where he died. North Little Rock police are investigating. The Faulkner County Sheriff's Office is warning people about a scam caller posing as a deputy. The Sheriff's Office says the scammer is telling people that, quote, employees of a business have been arrested, but due to COVID-19 concerns, they cannot be held in the detention center. Then victims are told to work with bondsmen. The sheriff's office says it will never contact businesses or individuals via phone regarding arrest, warrants, to request money, or personal info. If you receive a similar call, police say hang up immediately. From the Channel 7 Newsroom, I'm Ryan Houston.
Hi, I'm Trey Reed from the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, inviting you to join me every Wednesday morning for the latest news from the great outdoors. It's brought to you by Arts Marine in North Little Rock, now under new ownership, but with the same familiar faces and incredible service you've known for years, plus the area's best selection of boating parts and supplies.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with Channel 7's Melinda Mayo.
Mostly sunny skies across Arkansas today, a high around 56 degrees. It will get a little windy this afternoon. Tonight, though, colder as we drop down to 28 degrees and cooler on Tuesday with a high of only 50. From the Channel 7 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Melinda Mayo.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Great news. Stocking stuffers at Bell & Sword in Conway. This is Joseph Penny of the Arkansas basketball team. Are you shopping for Christmas gifts? Bell & Sword has everything for men. Athleisure from Bory, PJ and hoodies from Sags, Cologne, Basque, EFOP. Clothing, Peter Millar and Johnny L. Quality, Martin Dingman. Leather goods and shoes. Expert staff with free gift wrapping. Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street on Facebook and Instagram.
It's finally that magical time of year. The year-end closeout at Gwatney Chevrolet. If a brand new SUV is on your Christmas list, now's the time to buy. Get up to $3,500 off a 2024 Chevy Equinox when you buy before December 31st. SUVs not your style? No problem. If you wish you could see a pickup truck under your tree, we have you covered. Get up to $10,000 off a 2024 Chevrolet Silverado this month only. Plus, buy at Gwatney Chevrolet this month and you'll make 0 payments for 4 months. That's right, you get to keep those savings for all your holiday shopping. If you want a fantastic deal on a new SUV or truck, you don't want to miss the year-end closeout at Gwatney Chevrolet, Arkansas's #1 Chevy dealer. Come see us at 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville or visit GwatneyChevrolet.com to learn more. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
New Year's means new equipment for you and your loved ones from River Valley Tractor, your leading Kubota dealers in Central Arkansas. Start your countdown at River Valley Tractor with big savings on Kubota compact tractors and implements built to last you through all your seasons. Ring in the new year with River Valley Tractor in Bryant, Sherwood, Conway, Russellville, and Pine Bluff. Visit rivervalleytractor.com today.
Is your Oaklawn Thoroughbred racing action so close you can feel it? Or is it the view from your trackside luxury suite? However you like it, racing season is off and running at Oaklawn with live races every weekend through May 4th. It's fun by the furlong all season long. Make your reservations today at oaklawn.com. What's your Oaklawn? Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, I came as fast as I could. What's wrong?
Everything's okay. I just need you to know I'm glowing up.
You just texted SOS Get Here Now.
And I stand by that because I switched to Cricket and got the all-new Motorola Razr. I have entered my flip era and I am glowing up.
I'm gonna go back home.
I support that.
Switch to Cricket and get the all-new Motorola Razr for $199.99. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Must open a new line on a $60 a month voice plan. First month service charge and tax to its sale. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Dash into JCPenney for last-minute holiday savings. Finish your list with a little extra sparkle. Jewelry is up to 70% off after coupon. Looking for something cozy? Candles, velvet, plush throws, and more start at only $7.99. Score thousands of doorbusters on popular brands like Adidas, Champion, Disney, and Carter's. Enjoy fast and free same-day pickup until 3 p.m. Christmas Eve. Ready in less than 2 hours. JCPenney. Make your holidays count. Offers valid on select styles through 12/24. Exclusions apply. Doorbusters excluded from coupons. See store or jcp.com for details.
Quality Outdoor Products in Alexander is your metal roofing superstore. 40-year warranty colors are available at only $289 a foot. 20-year colors are $259, and Gavaloom runs $249 a foot. A variety of seconds and overruns are currently available at $1.95 a foot. Come by Quality Outdoor Products in Alexander, right next to the I-30 Speedway. Stop by the lot, call them at 501-455-0240, or check out their website, qualityoutdoor.net.
This is Pat Bradley for River City Flooring, where you can pick your payment. Get 0% interest for 12, 24, or 36 months And River City Flooring in Maumelle is where you'll save 50% on all in-stock waterproof LVP flooring. And did you know River City Flooring carries cabinets? So stop in and let my friends at River City Flooring help you with your remodel. Kitchen, bath, living, dining, they do it all. Check out River City Flooring in Maumelle at their huge new showroom on Maumelle Boulevard just off 430.
You're in the zone, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only racing casino resort. Now, here's Justin Acree and Wes Moore on the Buzz Radio Network.
20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard.
Back in the zone, glad you're with us today at Harding University, hanging out with the national champions, Wes Moore, Paul Simmons. Coach, what do you do in January? How do you top this? And I love, by the way, when we were just talking to Nate, he stopped himself and corrected himself when he called this a one-time deal. And he stopped and said, first-time deal. That's pretty cool. And I think he even realized.
Yeah, I tell you
this is
what,
just the start.
Well, I don't want to get into that. I've said it a lot of times. The goal for us has never been a national championship, and that's never been the goal. I don't want our goal to ever be centered on wins and losses, because that's out of our control. The goal is to honor God and to have the very best culture that we possibly can have. And it's hard now. I mean, it's hard. What we just did is I got a really nice text from another coach in our league, and he said, congratulations on doing something that's almost impossible. And just so many things have to go the right way. When we played on Saturday, we had every single young man on our team healthy except for one. Kendall Allen had the collapsed lung, and he was the only player on our team that wasn't dressed and ready to go. And that is that's a blessing. That's not common. But in order to win a national championship, you got to have a lot of things go your way. But I can tell you that we have a talented group coming back. I mean, we lost some guys that were special, but we've got a lot of really, really talented guys coming back. I don't think the Bisons are going anywhere anytime soon.
I hope not. Be kind of weird. I mean, if you did, you just won a national championship and stuff. So
earlier in the show, we were talking about the running back. He had one tackle for a loss out of all those carries, and I was curious at that time, what happened on that play? Do you remember the play?
Yeah, I don't remember that play. There had to be a drop ball or somebody slipped or something out of the ordinary. But part of that is the style of offense we have, but part of that is that Blake Dela Cruz is just really, really an elite player, an elite person, without a doubt. But we don't have many TFLs in this offense, and that's a big part of the deal. I heard a coach talking about it, and he said one of the challenging things is when you're playing hard and you got to defend all four downs, because 4th and 2 they're going to go for it, and they believe they're going to get it, and so the pressure of having to defend all four downs is not very much fun.
Was there any in the national championship game? I think what were you, around the 35, 38, and it was 4th and 1, kind of early in the game. Any hesitation going for it then?
Zero. The only hesitation is Coach Tribble, who coaches our kicking game, does an awesome job. He has he's dialed up. We had a fake punt that I have been dying to run. I mean, we run in practice. I mean, it is awesome. And we've been dying to run that fake punt. And we had decided that if we had to punt going into the wind, we were going to do it versus a certain look if we got it. And I've been excited about it. I told him, I said, Coach Tribb, if we get that look, I want to run it. We're going to run it. And so my only hesitation about, going for it on 4th down was the desire to see that fake punt work. But yeah, no, 4th and a yard, we're going to go for it. And I tell you, I loved the matchup of our O-line versus their D-line. Their D-line was long and lean and built to rush the passer. It was not built to defend the flex bone. And so I'm betting the whole house on my guys on 4th and 1.
I'm looking at the numbers here, Coach, and tackles for loss. Your team had 102 and 42 sacks. Those are obscene. I don't care if you played 15 games or not. That's crazy. You did have 30 times you guys were tackled for loss. I'm guessing you take the 11 fumbles. Maybe that was a good portion of that. But anyway, those are remarkable numbers.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. I mean, our ones, our first string O and first string D, almost every game they were out of the game in the middle of the third quarter, and so a lot of the stats don't represent really, what those guys did. I mean, the level of dominance is really, really impressive. And I talked to my guys, my coaches at the beginning of the year, and several things in our first meeting are really important. But the very first thing I talked to my coaches about, I say, guys, you got to begin with the end in mind, and you got to have a really clear vision of what you want your guys to look like on that last day. And I every year I say the same thing, guys. You got to be able to see your young men, your O-line, D-line, DBs, whoever it is. You got to envision them standing in the tunnel, getting ready to go out into the field at McKinney and play in the national championship game. And you got to understand and have a clear vision of how you want them to look, the level of toughness, the grit, the conviction, the love for one another. You got to see them holding hands and ready to go out on that field. And I have always had a vision of how that day would be. In my mind, it was 35 degrees. It was cloudy. The wind's blowing. And we were playing against a team that was just way out of our league. That's always been my vision. And it's not envisioning the national title game as much as how do you want your guys to be in that last game, and then everything you do every day, the way you speak, the way you love, the way you encourage, the way you correct, the way you do everything has got to point to that final end. And if it doesn't fit that picture, it's got to go. And so then to actually be in that place and to see our guys in that tunnel, just full of passion and conviction and ready to lay their body on the line for one another, to see that actually happen is unbelievable. But I can't say enough about the kind of guys that work here. And the other thing I say is guys, I said to them on day one, how many of you guys in this room, how many of you guys can do what it takes to say that you had your best year? As a leader of men, how many of you guys will have the very best year of your life? And that'll be a lot to do with how we do as a team. And obviously, I can say without a doubt that every coach on my staff, as far as the production, the buy-in from their players, and the production of their unit, without a doubt, they had their very best year. And that was evident in the outcome. And so really, really sweet, really special.
We're going to talk to the president here in a little bit, Mike Williams.
Absolutely.
12:30 or so. We're going to check in with him. We got to knock out a quick entertainment report, Coach. And if you really want to, you can play. And winning a national championship in football is impressive. But if you can win a birthday trivia championship in the zone, that, my friend, would be maybe the greatest achievement of your professional career.
I've got no chance.
That's what everybody says.
But I'll come out swinging. That's all we do.
I love that. All right, let's get to it.
Today's entertainment report is brought to you by Bell & Sword Gentlemen's Clothing in Conway. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram, or stop by Bell & Sword's new and larger location at 1011 Oak Street.
Are you a Wordle guy, Coach?
No, sir.
I do. You
Yeah, I
still
still
Wordle
do
every day?
Wordle.
I Wordle every morning. I got a friend that she does it, and we basically exchange notes. It's kind of a running competition.
Mm-hmm.
I don't usually win.
Oh.
But I do love it. The New York Times has revealed the 5 hardest Wordle words of the year. Number 5 is Riper, R-I-P-E-R. Judge was number 4. Nanny, number 3. I hate when they do double letters or triple
that's a
letters.
triple letter, yeah.
Joker, N-A-N-N-Y.
Wait, what?
It's only 2 together, but not B-A-B-A-R. There's a children's book about an elephant named Babar.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 B's. It's 1 B. Yeah, but not right together. That's what I thought you meant.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Bar.
Nanny, N-A-N-N-Y. Joker was number 2. Number 1, Jazzy.
Ooh.
Took 5.82 turns to solve it. I don't remember that one. That was June 1st. Well, I think we all were wondering, and we were all hopeful that there wouldn't be any sort of hinky things related to Matthew Perry's death. It doesn't change the fact that he's gone. But he apparently had enough ketamine in his system that he could have been rendered incapacitated or unconscious, causing him to drown based on the autopsy.
What's ketamine?
Ketamine, I don't know. It's a Christian. I thought they used it like in horses or something. I don't even know exactly what they use.
Why would I know what ketamine?
Because you're
what
smart.
drugs are? Why would you go to me for that?
Because you're smart.
No.
A dissociative anesthetic used medically for induction
Yeah.
or maintenance of anesthesia. Also used as a treatment for depression, a pain management tool, and as a recreational drug. I don't know what he was using it for.
I've heard it gets you pretty hyped up.
Well, apparently it made him
I
extremely
think,
sleepy.
I think it's the opposite.
Yeah, anesthesia. I think it makes him
I
sleepy.
think it makes you.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he if you're going to be in a pool, you should not be taking it, apparently, is the deal. So he was prescribed ketamine for depression and anxiety in the past. The last prescribed dose was a week and a half before his death. So sounds like he may have taken a Okay, so this says he was in a hot tub. I've also read that he was in the deep end of his pool. So I don't know which one.
I thought it was a hot tub.
I thought so too. All I know is, unless something goes really, really haywire, I have a hard time drowning in there. Anyway, Jason Momoa, coach, he would have been a good defensive end for you, I think.
I'll take him.
Yeah, he's big dude. And if you ever play football in water, he's pretty good as Aquaman too. He says he has a weird breakfast thing. I always have rice with avocado, sunny side up eggs, and sardines. He says the sardines have to be fresh, and he says you can get them grilled if you really want to go next level. I never do lunch stuff for breakfast, but I'll do breakfast stuff for lunch on occasion. So
it's a lot of protein.
I guess. I don't ever eat sardines, and I don't ever want to eat sardines, frankly. Make sure Coach's on camera.
Yeah.
I want everybody to see video of him winning birthday trivia here in a minute. Kanye West is being slammed. Just like make a list of why. He's got a new footwear, the Yeezy Pods, but they look like socks. Have you seen these things?
No.
You should Google them. They're really ridiculous. It says $200 for a sock is crazy, according to one user. Is it $200 per sock, or do you get a pair?
I hope you get a pair.
Who's paying $200 for a pair of socks? The third person wrote. Anyway, he's taking a beating over it. Just add it to the list. And by the way,
But you know what? People will probably buy it.
They will. The sizes are 1, 2, and 3 for the foldable, quote unquote, foldable shoes. What
I
does
wonder
size one?
foot mine is? What is 1, 2, and 3?
Well, that's what it says. What does size 1, 2, and 3 mean? A fan inquired. I was gonna order a pair, but I need to know how the sizes work. Please break it down, bruh. Yeah, please break it down. Indeed. The size of the socks is really irrelevant to me. That's the least of the issues. I'm not buying them. The average American is expected to drink 6 spiked eggnogs this month for an estimated total of 1.2 billion boozy beverages across the country. New Yorkers average 7 eggnogs a month and are teetotalers compared to Vermonters, who lead the U.S. with an average of 19 of the holiday drinks per adult. That seems like a lot of nog. I don't know.
That is a lot. I don't know anybody that really drinks eggnog like that.
Do you drink eggnog, period, Christian?
No.
You don't seem like an eggnogger.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Surprised.
Nice. You put all kinds of stuff in there.
Or nothing.
Or nothing.
If you want to go that route. All I put in there is fresh nutmeg. I actually have a great homemade recipe for it, but you have to get pasteurized eggs. It's critical. Anyway, I'll move on. Okay, over the weekend, the box office, Wonka won $39 million. You didn't see any movies this weekend, did you, Coach?
No, sir.
You were busy.
I didn't watch a movie Friday night before the game?
We don't do that.
Don't do it.
Did you watch?
We're not against it. We just don't do it.
Did you watch the video of the game, the broadcast of the game after the game?
You know what? I actually got out of bed Sunday morning at 4 a.m. and came to my office. I just was awake, and I was excited to watch the game. But
did you watch the TV broadcast or the All 22?
I didn't get to watch either one of them. We didn't. It wasn't downloaded yet. And
Oh,
so,
man.
Crazy enough, I have not seen the game yet, but I was there.
Hey, you won.
Yeah, yeah. This
Yeah.
morning I woke up, I thought we won. Yeah, it doesn't seem real, but yeah, we got them.
Let me ask you this. If you went back and watched the video and you lost, would you freak out?
Oh, I'm afraid to do that. Yeah, I just keep thinking something is going to go wrong.
That's a great premise for a movie.
No way this could be true.
That'd be a great premise for a movie. Like, I don't know, you'd have to, like, I need to spend a little more time in development of this, but you win a game, and then you wake up and you watch the video, and you lost. And it was was it a dream, or are you in a Twilight Zone? What happened?
That would be a good movie.
Thank you.
You told me one time that you had a story that would make a good movie, and years late down the road, you'd tell me. You ready for that movie?
Oh, I'll tell you, but not on the air.
Hunger Games finished second behind Wonka. The Boy and the Heron finished third. Godzilla -1. I don't even know what that is. And Trolls Band Together round out the 5. I have a friend, one of my former co-hosts, who was at the U2 show, one of the U2 shows at the Sphere this weekend.
And?
Well, it looked amazing.
Yeah.
Well, apparently the guys from U2 did something they don't normally do, and that's play It's Christmas, Baby, Please Come Home. It's the first time they played it in 36 years. It's the first time they played it since 1987 during their show at the Sphere on Friday night. They last performed it in 87 as they closed out the Joshua Tree Tour at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona. So I don't know if he was at that particular show. He was either a Friday or Saturday, but
I was the usher for a U2 concert in Memphis one time.
Now, that's a great story.
That was a highlight. We had a gentleman who worked at the high school there that was the usher, and his wife was sick, and he asked me if I could fill in for him, and, I did. And I tell you what, I feel really bad about this, but, as the stadium filled up, there was a section below me that was just empty. No one was sitting there. I mean, it was completely empty. And finally, I realized that there was a big block that wasn't showing up. And so people would show up and say, hey, here's my ticket. And I'm sitting way up here. And I'm like, well, I'll tell you what, for a little tip, I put you right down here. And we filled that section up, baby. Took my wife to dinner, and it was good.
That's practical.
Yes.
That's the kind of can-do attitude that gets you a national championship, Coach.
You got it.
Cher has emphatically added herself to a list of superstars who don't want anything to do with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. During a December 14th appearance on the Kelly Clarkson Show, she says she's one of only 2 acts to have earned #1 hits in 7 different decades. It took 4 of them to be one of me, she said about the Rolling Stones. They're the only 2 acts, apparently, that have ever gotten hits in 7 different decades. It's pretty amazing. But she says, I wouldn't be in it now if they gave me $1 million. I'm not kidding you. I'm never changing my mind. They can just go, what themselves. That's what she said. She earned her first #1. It was Sonny and Cher in 65. I Got You, Babe. Maybe you've heard of it.
Yep.
Over and over again in Groundhog Day. But then earlier this year, her single DJ Play a Christmas Song reached the top spot on Billboard's Dance and Electronic Digital Song Sales chart, making her the first solo artist to top the chart in 7 different decades. So pretty cool. All right, that's it. We've delayed it long enough. It's time to get down. Ready?
Ready.
We're going to do birthdays in a second. Let me run through a couple of these offerings from our Southern Structural Solutions text line. I wouldn't think Cher would have 7 hits total. Well, you're very short-sighted. She's a big, big star. This person says eggnog is only good for making French toast. I've never tried it, but that sounds amazing, actually. I bet the creaminess of it would be phenomenal for eggnog or for French toast. Did you watch Polar Express at halftime? You didn't watch any movies during the game, I guess, huh? That was a different program.
Yes, that was a different team.
Vermont people drink tons of eggnog and take lots of painkillers. It's strange. Yeah, apparently so. Thanks, Jason. And JK says, great motivator. I think he's talking about you, Coach.
Yep.
So great way to go. He says, I'd like to play football right now, and I'm 70 years old. So there you go. You're doing a good job, Coach, getting people wound up again. Good work.
We got a message from Robert McNeely. I'm sure you can't talk about his son yet, but he said his son is committed to Harding in July. They couldn't be more excited about it. Big offensive lineman from Benton.
Love that family. I won't say any more, but I do love that family.
You got, I guess, signing day's Wednesday, right?
Well, that's Division I signing day. So
not for y'all.
Yeah. Very thankfully, we can't sign guys until the first Wednesday in February. There's been a big movement to have our signing day match Division I, but I mean, I want nothing to do with that. It is almost impossible. We're obviously the season's been a blessing, but man, we're so far behind on recruiting. Everybody in our league has been on a route, out there recruiting for over a month now, and we haven't been.
Close your eyes, you can't tell Nick Saban from Paul Simmons.
But I tell you, I do think that with just about anybody, we could get back in the living room when we call and say,
been kind of busy.
The national champions would like to get you on campus. I'm hoping that there's some power in that. We'll see.
Also noticed as we were driving onto campus, marking 100 years as a university.
Yeah, this is really a storybook script. This is 100 years, and it's a year-long celebration, and it's culminating with a giant ball, and at this time next year, I guess earlier in the fall, and it really, if this was a movie, that we're going to have the 100-year anniversary and have a giant celebration, and we're going to throw in the first ever national championship. It would seem kind of corny, kind of made up, really too good to be true.
Is that the movie you're working on?
That's not it.
Okay. All right, we'll keep trying. All right, let's get. We've got some tickets to give away. Let's see here. Let's do Jeff Dunham tickets. It's coming up December 29th. I got a pair of tickets to that. Is that the morning show? Oh, we have some too. Okay, good. Jeff Dunham tickets December 29th. If you want them, come get them at 661-1037. Yeah, we got Coach, we got Wes, we got Christian. Coach says no chance, but I don't believe him because I think you can do anything. All right, Brandon, you're going to be with Coach. Fred, you're with Wes, and Tim, you're with Christian. Let's roll.
Birthday Trivia in the Zone is brought to you by Elia's Mexican Grill. Headed to the hill? Take exit 108 from either direction for award-winning Mexican food made fresh every day. It's Elia's in Morrilton.
I wanted to mention, too, on this day in history quickly, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas aired for the first time on CBS. And if I have to use that as a tiebreaker, we'll hold on to that about what year. A Christmas Carol with George C. Scott also debuted in 1984 on this day. And James Cameron's Avatar was released in the U.S. on this day in 2009, the highest-grossing film of all time. Pretty impressive. Not a bad one. All right, so here we go. Coach, you know this is played, right? I'm going to describe somebody famous to you. Just blurt it out as soon as you know who it is.
Okay.
And try to beat the other guys to the punch. And then we're going to guess how old they are. All right? You know some famous people. A couple of them, at least. Anyway, this guy has been around a long time, had a bit part in Thelma and Louise. He has been a star. He's Brad Pitt. Very good, Christian. Coach, how old do you think Brad Pitt is?
I think Brad Pitt is 53.
Wes, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a good guess. I'm going to go a little older. 55.
Christian?
It's 58.
That's handsome son of a gun is 60 years old today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. We don't all age the same way. He's probably got some kind of special regimen for his skin and such. I mean, he's Benjamin Button. I think he's going the wrong way. This guy is a famous director.
Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese.
No, but I'm glad you both thought of him
Clint
first.
Eastwood.
No. I'll give you some of his work. Would that help?
Spielberg.
Yep.
Spielberg's right, Wes. Very good. What's your favorite Spielberg movie?
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Well, that's George Lucas, not Steven.
How about Close Encounters of the How about Raiders of the Lost Ark? That's a good one.
Okay.
I like
I'll go
Raiders.
with that one.
Yep. Raiders, Jurassic Park.
E.T.
E.T., very good. Coach, excellent.
Yeah.
Schindler's List.
Good
Amistad.
movie.
Minority Report. Catch Me If You Can.
That was fun.
Oh, it was
I
a
like
good
Catch
one.
Me If You Can a lot.
Yeah, it was a good one. All right. Anyway, Wes, how old is Mr. Spielberg today?
Let's go 77.
He is bingo bango. Well done.
Oh, my. That was
very
total guess,
impressive.
Coach.
This woman is she is a singer, and she is also the voice of my Waze app. You ever use the Waze app, Coach?
Yes, sir.
It's excellent. Keeps you away from accidents.
Adele?
Told me about fog coming home from Fayetteville this weekend, and if there is a police officer who wants to hand you a ticket, by golly, sometimes the Waze app will tell you, slow down, sucker.
I got pulled over this morning coming to work.
Did you really?
I did.
Didn't have the Waze app on, did you?
No, sir.
I even use it when I know where I'm going because it's good for stuff like that. Did you get out of it?
I did.
Did you play the national championship card?
I might have.
How'd that conversation go?
Well, he pulled up and he said, "Coach, this is he said this is a nice vehicle you're in, and it's got a big HU sticker on." I said, "Well, it's not mine. This is a riser harness vehicle. I'm actually the coach for the Harding Bisons." And I think about that time he recognized what was going on, and he was very kind. He was kind the whole time. But
you tell me you had a radio show to be on. And you got to hurry up.
I actually said, I don't know why I'm driving. I'm not in a hurry. It was 5 a.m. I'm not in a hurry. I said, my kids. I'm the worst ever. I get pulled over a lot, and I always do the same thing. Man, I am so sorry. I blew it. I mean, I deserve a ticket. I am really, really sorry. But I'm one of the good guys, and I need a break today. But I'm so sorry, and I don't get tickets. It's really weird.
You know what I do?
What's that?
I don't get pulled over.
Hey, baby,
That's the best way to get out of it.
There you go.
Thank God for the Waze app. That's what I'm saying. All right. Anyway, this woman is a singer, and she's also my Waze app voice. You can download.
Ann Wilson.
You can use her on yours. Did you say Ann Wilson?
Yes.
You're fired. Fighter, beautiful, Candyman, Genie in a Bottle. Anybody? Come on over.
Christina Aguilera.
Yes, Christina Aguilera is my Waze app voice.
I didn't know you could do that.
Was
Yeah,
a thing.
there's like 4 or 5 famous people you can stick on there as your app.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
could do
awesome.
that.
It's kind of annoying at times. Like Roger Federer is really annoying. I had him for a while. It was too much.
Yeah, I heard that on yours.
Yeah.
Well, his,
yeah.
It was some
English probably
corny
isn't as
tennis
good.
things he would say.
Yeah. He's like, game, set, and match. We have arrived.
Yeah.
Who got that?
Christian did.
Okay, Christian, good work. Sorry, I tried to get that to Wes. All right, you guys are tied at 3. How old is Christina Aguilera? Christian?
Christina is
You are beautiful.
41.
No. How old is Christina Aguilera, Coach?
Zero clue. I'm gonna say she's 34.
Okay.
42.
She'll appreciate that. She's 43. She's 43. When in doubt, go off the other guy's guesses. That's what I always do.
Me too.
This woman's an actress, and she may or may not have been locked in a basement by her ex-husband, Tom Cruise, for a while.
Oh,
That's not
Katie Holmes.
I can't prove any of that or disprove it, but Katie Holmes correct. You know who Katie Holmes is?
I wouldn't recognize her.
Okay. How old's Katie Holmes?
Katie Holmes, 49.
No. She was in a Batman movie. Christian, how old's Katie Holmes today?
Katie Holmes is 53.
49, 53. Coach, what do you say?
She's definitely 50.
Okay, she's 45, actually. you guys really hurt her feelings there. I know you hadn't seen her in a minute, but she's a little younger than you thought. All right. This guy is a professional wrestler. He is also in the Expendables in the sequel. He was also in The Longest Yard in 2005. How many professional wrestlers do you know?
Stone Cold?
Stone Cold
Steve
is
Austin?
correct. That's right. Christian, very good. All right, tied at 5. How old's Stone Cold Steve Austin? Coach?
He's 54.
Yeah, let's go say 55. I'll stay with it.
Christian?
I'll go 56.
He's 59. Of course he is. All right, couple more here.
Can we start over?
Well, listen, you won the one that matters, Coach. This guy is a professional musician, and he's also in one of the bands that has had a hit in 7 different decades. We just mentioned the Rolling Stones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Paul McCartney?
Paul
Oh,
McCartney?
wait,
No.
Never mind.
Yeah, that's okay.
You said Rolling
Oh,
Stones.
yeah, you would delay. You got delayed there. Rolling Stones, guitarist.
Keith Richards.
That's correct,
Richards.
Christian. Very good.
Got me.
How old's Keith Richards?
83.
No, Christian.
Keith Richards is 79.
He's actually 84.
Darn it. He's 80. Christian wins. I was really hoping to get you on the board there, Coach. That's all right. Hey, it was fun while it lasted. It's over now. Good work, Christian. Congratulations. All right, so that means Tim, go see Jeff Dunham if you're into that kind of thing. And if you're not, let Christian know that, and we'll give those to somebody else. It's 12:34. Got to hit a timeout, and we are going to visit with the president of Harding University on the other side. I'm sure President Williams is thrilled, because here's the thing we don't talk about enough is the academic benefits of having successful athletic programs. And you can look around the country, at least at the Division I level, I've seen data where when you have a highly successful program, especially in football, it does get people interested in maybe enrolling there because everybody loves a winner. Well, I don't know if that's going to work out for y'all, but I got to think it can't hurt.
No,
Coach.
there's no doubt it can't hurt. It's going to impact enrollment. I can promise you that. There's going to be a swell of energy that affects this entire campus for sure.
Well, we'll talk to the president about that on the other side. I think there ought to be a bonus in it for some people. That's all I know.
Hey, now we're talking.
As we take our break, I want to remind everybody that this holiday season, we were just talking about eggnogs, and if you're out having a little fun, that's cool. But we want you to be safe, be smart. We don't want you drinking and driving, and make sure you buckle up to this holiday season for those who don't want to follow the rules and do something dangerous or perhaps deadly. So we don't want anybody spending time in jail from drinking and driving over the holiday season. Uber from A to B, or Lyft if you so are inclined, or you can take a cab or call somebody for a ride. You know what? There's a lot of folks out there be happy to help you out there. Designated driver. It's all right. If you're going to go out to 4 or 5 parties, just take your turn. No big deal. Be safe out there. It's a message from the Highway Safety Office, and we are here to help as well. 12:35, we're back in a moment.
Stay up to date with the latest Razorback news with the Red White Report every weekday with Justin and Wes on the Zone. Brought to you by Big O Tires with locations in Cabot and Conway.
This is Sports Center.
In the NFL over the weekend, the Cowboys lost to the Bills 31-10 despite Josh Allen throwing for just 94 yards. The Bills' rushing attack was dominant, going for 266 yards on 5.4 yards a carry. The attack was led by James Cook, who had 179 rushing yards on 25 carries. This loss put the Niners up a game on the Cowboys in the NFC as they won their matchup with the Cardinals on Sunday, 45-29. And tonight in the NFL on Monday Night Football, the Eagles will travel to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. Kickoff for that game is set for 7:15. TV coverage will be on ABC or ESPN. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Hey, it's Howie at Robert Owen Jewelers, and I've got great gift ideas for anybody's budget, like diamond cross pendants starting at only $99. Free financing, bigger, brighter diamonds, better prices. Robert Owen Jewelers, 5 locations or online at rijewelers.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
We take whiskey seriously. Taste the difference of a hand-selected bourbon at your local lodge, like the Twin Peaks Buffalo Trace Barrel Select.
The season of giving is here. Luckily, Santa has a new tool this year. From John Deere Apparel, toys, tools, and more. GoGreenway.com has something green for everyone under the tree. No sled needed. Our elves will ship these gifts directly to your door. Cross off your Christmas list today at GoGreenway.com. Greenway Equipment wishes you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics. Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Gary Elmore in Lone Oak, Justin Stewart in Malvern, or Drew Self in Hot Springs.
Heartland Rehabilitation and Care Center in Benton proudly offers compassionate and loving care to our veterans, meeting the unique needs of every veteran who calls Heartland home. Visit heartlandrehabcenter.com.
From the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio, you're in the zone. Want to get into the show? Call or text 661-1037 or leave a message on our live fan feedback. Now, let's get back into the zone.
In a room full of dimes, you would be $100 if the environment was a crime. Girl, they look a little fine up in the tower. The way you move like you do, ooh, it's like you do it for a living.
Back here at Harding University, and we got about 20 minutes left. We'll hand it off to Out of Bounds. Appreciate Coach Simmons and his staff and some players coming on and hanging out with us today. And it's a great way to celebrate. I know everybody's ready for the Christmas break around here, I'm sure, but got to bask in the glow for a little bit longer. We need to keep that alive. I mean, and you know what? I was just thinking the other day, I can't remember. There have not been many national titles outside of basically track and field in Northwest Arkansas over and over again. It's a pretty rare thing. I remember Tech had a golf championship not long ago, and I'm thinking, we got to celebrate these things. You don't get these very often in this state. So I think it's pretty cool, and I appreciate y'all letting us come up on short notice, Coach. It was good. Over the week, I got in a little trouble because I was on the phone too much. I was told we were at a concert, and I was like, kept texting Coach. I'm like, I'm so happy for y'all. What are we going to do? We got to do something Monday. whatever.
No, I'm excited you guys are here. And I tell you what, just having you guys behind us has been super neat. I really appreciate it.
Well, I know Randy's been, with his longtime, residency here in Searcy. I know he was supporting you guys a lot too, and
he's been awesome.
Yep, paying close attention. All the guys at the Buzz have been rooting for y'all. That's the thing about us. I mean, yeah, we're journalists. I'm making air quotes, but we always root for the in-state teams. And then when y'all play each other, we try to take a neutral position. But when you're playing teams from out of state, I mean, it's really easy to go, hey, we need Harding to win this. Let's go.
Coach, I was shooting the Razorback game at the arena at the same time, and I'm sitting on the baseline shooting it with the phone, sitting on the court watching it. And you don't know how many people came up to me. What's the score now? What's the score now? There were so many people interested in your game, wanting to know how you were doing.
I'll tell you, that really has caught me so off guard and has been such a neat, humbling thing. I was in a restaurant yesterday, and a guy came up and had no idea who he was. He said, Coach, I'm actually, from Oklahoma. I was just in town, but I watched the game, and it was neat. I'm pulling for you guys. I'm excited for you guys, and that's been such a cool deal.
There's no doubt. Well, I'm sure everybody in the community is enjoying it. And obviously, when you're the president of a national championship university, you're pretty happy about it as well. We're joined on the Brandon Moving and Storage Hotline by Harding University President Mike Williams. Welcome. How are you?
Hey, go Bison. Doing fine. Doing great.
How about it? I mean, it's funny because Coach and I were talking off the air, President Williams, about there are people who are not even connected really to this program that feel like they were part of the whole thing and are kind of basking in the glow a little bit too. I think, people from other programs were mentioning, I was talking to one of your staff members, Coach. There was another coach from another program here at Harding that felt like, he said, I woke up today and I felt like I won a national championship. I mean, it obviously is a pretty good carryover there for the university.
Absolutely. Yeah, one of my colleagues, the president of one of our other institutions in the Great American Conference, he was there Saturday, and you would have thought he was dressed in black and gold. He was so excited, and it was just a great day for the university and Searcy and Arkansas and just the whole Harding Nation.
No doubt. We were talking about this before the break about the potential impact for the university, and I was telling Coach, I've seen data at the Division I level for sure that it can have a direct impact on enrollment, and I don't know how that works at this level, but hopefully I got to think, from the added attention you get from winning a national championship, it can't hurt on getting prospective students into Harding here at some point.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, lots of game balls for the effort on Saturday, but Coach Simmons' post-game interview, I told his mom that was one for the ages, and if families and prospective students heard that and got a glimpse of what it means to be a Harding University alum, a graduate, and it propelled us in a lot of big ways.
What was your favorite part of Saturday?
Oh, man, there is a lot. I think it was one of the score right before the first half. I was standing next to Steve Lake, who's our vice president for enrollment, and he looked at me and he said, I don't know whether to cheer or to cry. And I think he summed it up, because what was happening on the field was nothing short of magical. But when we looked up there in the stands and saw alums literally from all over the country, hear the sport, obviously a lot of former Bisons that came back to support the brotherhood. There were just alums from everywhere, and there were watch parties in Detroit and just, San Francisco, and I mean, literally all over the country, and I'm sure the coaching staff and many of the university, our phones have been blowing up ever since, from just alums all over who took advantage of ESPNU and the coverage to join us in Texas. It was just a great day.
Well, the way you guys packed the stands, it was very impressive on TV. Were you surprised with the turnout?
Well, I mean, if you know much about Harding, I mean, it is a terribly relational place. I mean, we have a rabid alumni base, and the football team talks about the brotherhood, and they're really symbolic of the institution. I mean, there's just it's a deeply relational place. We knew early in the week, just the bookstore was getting blown up from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and obviously that's, we couldn't have picked a better place outside the state of Arkansas to have the game, just because the number of Harding alums that are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area is fantastic. But yeah, this family is really deeply connected, really all over.
Yeah, I was going to ask, where is your largest alum base outside of Searcy?
Well, I would say probably, Dallas-Fort Worth has been historically, but, here as of late, we've been pouring young alums into Northwest Arkansas and then Nashville, Tennessee. And so but I think the longest concentration of Harding alums outside the state has been in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Gotcha. Well, that worked out perfect then.
How did y'all outnumber their fans by a considerable amount?
Absolutely. The attendance announcement.
Yeah, it may have been 2-1, Coach. I don't know. There was a lot of black and gold everywhere, and we were told that our fans kind of need to stay on our side. But by the end of the game, it seemed like an awful lot of black and gold on the other side. So
yeah, I agree. It was an ocean of black and gold, and it was awesome.
What did you do after the game? Final seconds tick off.
Well, we were beating a path to the field, and we were watching the security guards look at the students and say, "Hey, we got one set of handcuffs. Go for it. Just don't break anything." And so it was a great celebration. And just as you could tell after the game, people just hung around and talked, and it was a party. And so.
And what's the old Mark Twain? It's lies, dang lies, and statistics.
Mm-hmm.
I think telling these people they were going to be arrested for going on the field was one of the great lies ever told. I mean, that's a lot of work. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Some guy told me after they made that announcement, one of our alums looked at me and says, "Are you willing?" He said, "Sometimes they'll find the school." I said, we'll pay it. We're going on that field."
Yeah, I think in that situation you got to let it roll. I mean, that's pretty crazy. So anyway,
the whole thing was really just an incredible reunion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every bit of it, and it culminated with the victory. But the reunion aspect was fantastic.
Did you see a lot of familiar faces, President Williams?
I got back to
I was going to say, did you see a lot of familiar faces, people maybe you hadn't seen in a minute that were back and supporting the team?
Oh, yeah, tons. And of course, it was such a huge crowd. I left the stadium, just knowing that there was tons of people that we were texting during the game, but we never did find each other. So it was great. But it was a great day. And I got back to Arkansas. First thing I did was I watched the podcast. I videoed and watched the broadcast, and I wanted to watch it again. And oh wow, what a performance! I mean, it was unbelievable.
It really was. Well, we certainly enjoyed it as well, and I can't imagine for the people closely connected to Harding how enjoyable that had to be. So yeah, I think that should be viewed 4, 5, 6, 8 times before it's all said and done for sure. Coach hadn't had a chance to see the tape yet, but as he said earlier, I was there. So we all know the outcome. That's the good news, but I think you'll really sit back and enjoy it. It'll be a little less stressful, Coach, when you know the outcome, I guess, when you're watching the video, right?
It's way more fun the second time. Absolutely.
No doubt. Well, President,
we watched the quarterback run for his life on their side, and just a complete domination on the offensive defensive lines. I mean, we just owned them. It was special there, but it was fun to kind of watch the broadcast and to see a real complete domination and what an execution of excellence. It's great.
There's no doubt. Well, listen, I appreciate you calling us, being on with us, and we will hopefully be doing this again about this time next year.
Yes, sir. Book it now. Go Vikings.
All right. Love it. Thank you. That is the president of Harding University, Mike Williams, joining us. Got to hit a break. We'll come back, check in with our friends out of Guatney, and we'll wrap things up. We were just out there last Friday, and it was fun. James and I got a chance to walk the lot, and they've got some unique vehicles on site that you don't see out there a lot. The Tahoe, the Z71 package, I remember, and they've got their all-electric Blazer. Wes, it's come a long way from your Blazer days.
No doubt.
So, anyway, we'll check in with James out at Guatney after the break, GuatneyChevrolet.com. We're here at Harding University, and we will wrap things up with Coach Simmons after this.
Hey guys, it's Dee Dee with Ava Bella Day Spa. It's Christmas time again. We have our Jingle Bell special, which is $100, and that's an entire facial treatment. We also have our wonderful Christmas time special. You get a stress reliever massage, a peppermint scalp massage, and a foot scrub, all for $125. Just go to avabelladayspa.com, click on instant gift certificates, and you can purchase it right there. Send it to your recipient or print it out. Happy holidays!
Don't miss the Arkansas Democrat Gazette Wedding Show Sunday, January 14th at the State House Convention Center in Little Rock. VIP tickets are now available and include bride t-shirt, tote bag, swag, custom labels, reserved seating, and early entrance into the show. A limited amount of these special tickets are on sale now at arkansasbridalcommunity.com.
Roger Scott for Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union and their New Year's auto loan special. Rates as low as 3.99% on 22, 23, and 24 models. No payments for 90 days or up to 84 months financing. Now listen to me now. Offer valid through January 31st only. Get approved online at alcoacommunityfcu.org.
Catherine Eldridge here with Doe's Eat Place Little Rock, reminding you to call us and book your holiday party now. We can do parties from 7 to 65. Just call 501-376-1195 for more information and to book your group. And remember, Doe's Eat Place, for goodness sakes.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. A recent headline in the Washington Post jumped off the page. A plane fueled by fat and sugar has crossed the Atlantic Ocean. At first, I thought this meant those passengers shared my affinity for non-healthy snacks, but it was actually about the sustainable aviation fuel made from things like corn, animal fat, algae, municipal trash, and sewage. Okay. There are at least a few of us, though, that would just as soon use regular jet fuel and not fry the friendly skies until they actually figure this out. When you walk into a Doublebee's location, you'll always be greeted with a welcome to Doublebee's. We are an Arkansas company serving Arkansans with 34 locations across the natural state. Doublebee's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's.
You knew the risks when you decided to drive drunk. There could be a crash. People could get hurt or killed. But that didn't stop you, did it? You knew you could get arrested. You could incur huge legal expenses, and you could possibly even lose your job. You were well aware of the consequences of driving drunk. But one thing's for sure. You were wrong when you said it was no big deal. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Paid for by the Arkansas Highway Safety Office.
You're listening to The Zone with Justin Acree and Wes Moore in the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio on the Buzz Radio Network.
Baby, hey, couple racks, hey, couple Grammys on you, couple blacks, hey, that's a bet, hey, throw it back, hey, and this one is for the champion. Ain't lost since I began. Funny how you said it was the end.
All right, that was a quick one. Wes had to bust out, but appreciate you tuning in today and indulging us. For those of you who, and look, we know there's some of you out there that only pay attention to one school, and that's cool. I get that. That's all right. But today, I thought it was important to shed a little light and a little love over here on Harding, and it was good to be up here. And we were just at Gwatney Chevrolet, as I mentioned before the break, hanging out with James and the crew over there, and it's not too late to go over there and take advantage of the deals they've got. And they're still doing the 4 months, no payments. They've got a great selection of Silverados if you're in the market for a truck. They've got a ton of those and good deals on them as well. And as I mentioned before the break, some unique vehicles on site too. Z71 Tahoe package, which they don't get very often. Apparently, it's a very rare one. They do have a Corvette sitting on the showroom floor too. So if you want to get me something nice for Christmas, feel free. And then also that all-electric Blazer, which will be more the norm down the road before it's all said and done, I'm quite sure. But certainly for now, it's a good deal. We didn't even get into our question of the day today because we got so sidetracked here and everything else we were talking about. But the question was, what is your favorite? Was it your favorite, Christian, or the best?
Just your I think it was "What's the Best," which is basically "What's your favorite."
It's funny. I just saw El Guapo tweeted out, and my answer was going to be the same. He's the one that kind of turned me on to Robert Earl Keen. "Merry Christmas from the Family." I always look forward to. Now it is anything but a traditional Christmas song, but I do so love it. It's a good one, and that's a great answer I thought by him. But I always smile when that song comes on. It's a little bit goofy. "The Christmas Song" by Nat King Cole, says James. That's a classic. "Please Come Home for Christmas" by the Eagles. I don't know. I guess maybe I've heard them sing. It feels like somebody else has sung that. I don't know.
Thinking of
did you two do a version of that one too?
Isn't that "Christmas Baby, Please Come"? No, that's not the same song.
Yeah. "Holly Jolly Christmas" by Burl Ives. Coach, you got to go to on this one?
I don't. Sorry.
You're not a Christmas music guy?
Well, I am. I just need more time to think about my favorite.
That's fair.
Though.
Yeah. I mean, you want to get in there. You want to get
Caught
fair.
me off guard.
Well, that's okay. That's all right. Christian, you got one? What's your go-to?
I like "Winter Wonderland." It's a good one.
Winter
I
Wonderland.
don't think you can go wrong with any of the like Frank Sinatra or Dean Martin, any of those ones.
It's hard to complain about much of anything on that. This person says "Game Ball." This is on our live fan feedback, courtesy of the Gangster Museum of America and the Hattery down in Hot Springs. "Game Ball," the Texas Longhorn ladies volleyball team for winning back-to-back national championships with a 3-0 sweep in Nebraska. Side note, NBA player Jermaine O'Neal's daughter plays for Texas. How about that? Did you see the Nebraska coach whining about their championship, about Texas? He was complaining about how they have too many transfers. Oh, they have a lot of transfers. We don't try to do that. We try to just bring in good players and then, show them how we do it. Okay, well, whatever. Let's see. As impressive as a national championship as Harding has won 45 of their last 50. Consistency equals excellence. That is true. Pretty good.
I didn't know that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. Ask Coach if Kevin Costner has contacted him. He told us earlier he did. Just curious if anyone watched Leave the World Behind. We watched it over the weekend after hearing about it and enjoyed it. I'm telling you, Christian, this is the new Bird Box. I've never seen a more split room on a movie than that one. So I got to make it a point to watch this in the next day or two, although I really don't have time to do it. I'm going to try. So anyway, Coach, again, congratulations one last time. Thank you for having us. It was great to be here. It's always good to see you. And I'm so happy for you and your program, and way to represent your city and your university and the state.
Man, I appreciate it, Justin. You've always had our back, and to have you here for 3 hours has been an awesome treat. Really appreciate it.
I'll tell you what, you win a championship, we'll do it for you again. Pretty easy. Yeah.
Book it, baby.
And I'll throw that out to anybody else. You win a championship in something else, basketball, soccer, whatever. We're in. We missed out on the golf thing. We owe you one, Arkansas Tech. All right, stay tuned. Out of Bounds coming up next.
Willie D's Rock and Roll Piano Bar open every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Cold drinks and dueling pianos. Deep Nightclub downstairs hosts karaoke on Tuesdays and DJ Spin on Friday and